I've been talking all this time for nothing. Oh, shit. All this time for nothing. Wasn't saying a damn word. You hear this shit? I wasn't saying nothing. But hey, man, let me just start all over. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Man, that's a bummer to me, you guys. You know why? Because I don't have these interfaces working. That's a lesson to me, and that's my fault. Hold on one second. Get on the ball, soldier. Get on the ball, soldier. All right, listen to this. If this works, if this whoa, if this contraption fucking
Bluetooth
works,
mode.
so if this contraption works, I'm not connecting to Bluetooth. Okay, so the other day I did a live auction on Sound Stream. No, what the fuck was it? Okay, so hold on a second. But this was the coolest thing I could think of. Okay, it has no reverb. It has little volume control. It's like maximum volume. Okay, so what these guys do is they use this and they go make money on. They take it on the bus. They take it on the train. Okay, it's not bad. It doesn't sound bad. Usually these old Sparkomatic motherfuckers sound like some Chinese shitbox. But this is pretty cool because it has Bluetooth. I know because when my lady's over here, she's downstairs mopping and shit, listening to fucking music. But she listens to my music. She listens to Pantera. You know what is crazy is the type of women that actually like guys like me. There are a lot of women. Now you tell me if I'm too loud. Tell me if I'm too loud because I don't want to sound like shit. Okay, so because what I want to do today, guys, is give you guys the hunk card. It's better than the man card. It's better than the black man friend card. I don't know what do you want to call it? You lose man points. Fuck all the man point shit. I'm gonna start all over fresh because let me tell you something. Feminism failed and it's collapsed and it's caused nothing but problems. It wanted to destroy the family. Well done, assholes. Well, men have leveled up. And if the women continue to become more and more wicked, we will continue to get our passports and get the fuck out of the country. If that is the case, because there's no reforming people like that. People just don't change their stripes and start talking sweeter and suddenly become anything other than what they naturally completely are. And that is selfish, self-centered, and self-seeking individuals that are interested in money and monetization. Nothing has to do with the family because when they decided to fuck the family up is when they decided to destroy the whole country. And it was planned from the word go because they were able to monetize sexualization. The Russians probably did it probably back in the 50s. Sexualizing American people is the only way they could do it. And bravo, motherfuckers, my hat's off to you for your experiment working. Like I said, it was a Tuskegee style experiment and they took it on scale, you guys. They did it to the whole country. The reason why it hasn't affected me because I haven't lived in the United States for fucking years. While you guys are getting fucking poisoned by the food and water, while you guys are getting brainwashed by Facebook and shit. I was off of Facebook, if you guys recall. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers chasing me around the country. Praise the Lord. All you got to do is get off Facebook during that time when they were heavy duty fucking brainwashing you guys. Everybody I talked to 3 years later is like a fucking robot for feminism. You should be more sensitive. Maybe you should change the words around from him to they. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm quoting Joe Rogan. You're stupid. This is exactly the fucking words a dude says. Now listen to this. This is a dude that lives in Medellin, Colombia, where masculinity is okay. You're allowed to be a man in Medellin, Colombia. But apparently, if you were on Facebook for the last 3 years, it has pussified even the fucking toughest of dudes. Did you hear that? Oh my God. If you did not know this shit, I'm going to throw myself under the bus because I have to give you guys something today. And I want to give you this, but I want you to hold on tight because this is important. You have to get, I'm giving you guys a hunk card. I gave you guys the Uno reversal the other day, meaning that anything fucked up in your life that has ever occurred can be reversed. But remember the consequences of traveling back in time. That anything you change from the time that you fucked up, here's the Hulk card again. Put this away because you don't even know what it takes to become the hunk, the hunk of a hunk, the best version of yourself. I'm going to say something. I'm going to talk about dudes that used to be in shape. If you're a guy that looks like you used to work out, you probably did. Sort of worked out, or you only played basketball. There's some guys that only played basketball. And I'm like, you never worked out? They're like, no. Never lifted weights? No. Only ate at your mom's house? Yes. So there's a lot of people are fat skinny. In order for tall guys to become hulks, they gotta eat so much shit to get that way. So the only recommendation I have for tall dudes is to get your back as wide as possible. Get your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Look at my shoulders. Okay, so if you could get your shoulders to become round, separated, so you have a tricep and a bicep that pops up. Hold on a second, you guys. Let me put my shit down. I want to show you guys my fucking biceps. Okay, so you understand what I'm talking about. You want a separation between your bicep up here and your tricep down here, and you want a line in the middle. Now, when you do a bicep, like a bicep pose, you want to turn your fist inward like it's awkwardly backwards. What happens is the peak goes up and it goes down. Up, and it goes down. Watch this shit. Down, and then watch this. Up. This goes up. So that's what you want to do when you do a bicep. Okay, you want to go, when you really want to do a pose, you want to go horizontal to your head, right about here. And you want to hold that when you're practicing for about 15 seconds. It's really hard. You're going to learn real quick how hard it is to pose. You're going to be out of breath. Okay? But if you're a fucking hunk, you learn how to hold your fucking breath because you have to have your abs hard all the fucking time. When you're walking around a bodybuilding show or you're down in Miami at a pool party, okay, there's a couple things that you got to worry about. Not necessarily worry about, but you got to maintain when you're out and about being a hunk. The reason why I brought up Miami is because now Miami is safe. Used to be fucking shit, off the chain, but now it's safer than it was. So if you do go to a pool party and you look cock diesel, no one is gonna fuck with you. Okay, no one fucks with dudes that are cock diesel can fight back. They fuck with people that are fat. They fuck with people that are skinny. They don't fuck with people that are tall. They fuck with people who look like they could be beaten up. Another thing is maintaining emotional control. Many of the things that I talk about is like mental jujitsu. Okay, what is jujitsu? It's the art. It's the gentle art. So what it means is that somebody who is larger, a person who is smaller, can whoop their fucking ass simply by a little bit of grappling, or if they're a stand-up boxer, could beat the shit out of somebody who doesn't know how to fight or defend himself. So that is my point. Getting in shape, going to a martial arts class, any martial arts class where there's discipline involved. The reason why I tell people to go to jiu-jitsu is because I had no fucking idea what I was getting myself into mentally when I went to jiu-jitsu class. Because here I am, I'm a disturbed fucking veteran still. I go to a jiu-jitsu class and for 30 minutes of rolling, I'm not thinking about shit outside of myself. I'm thinking inside of myself. And what is happening is I'm getting fucking turned into a pretzel by some kid that's 21 years old. You know what I mean? Choking me out in like 5 fucking seconds. Over and over and over again. Knee bar. I'm like, motherfucker, I fucking my knees up. He didn't give a shit. Pop my fucking heel. I popped somebody's heel too, so I'm sorry about that. But you know what I mean? He was putting me in leg locks. This kid was like fucking level A wrestler. Whatever. State fucking wrestlers. So going to a jiu-jitsu class would help you mentally because you'll be able to wrestle with your thoughts, wrestle with your needs of being separated from your ego for a while. See, some of our biggest problems, you guys, is that we're fucking egomaniacs with insecurity complexes. And I'll say it again, just because some of you have never heard that before. Oh, I was going to read this quote. You guys, hold on a second. I have to read this anyway. I was going to read this quote from The Art of War. Are you there, bud? Sorry, man. In order to get, let's say, who? Okay. The Art of Will said, just shared your link in Austin's Mexico channel in Discord. Sweet, brother. I appreciate that. That's nice, man. I like that. I needed to hear that. That was good. Anyway, becoming a hunk, you really seriously got to get. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube right now. Yes, sir. I got to view it on YouTube so I can share it. Here we go. I got to view it on YouTube so I can share it. So if you're a taller, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Tell you guys this right now. You have a blue book. I got to view it on YouTube so I can share it. So if you're a taller, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Tell you guys this right now. You have a blue book. I got to view it on YouTube so I can share it. So if you're a taller, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Tell you guys this right now. You have a blue book. You hear that? So if you're a taller, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Tell you guys this right now. Okay, so I'm sharing it on how to be a hunk overseas. You see, it's important you guys learn this stuff. 42 people, holy shit, look at that. Man, that's, oh my God, 327. Man, oh man, I'm getting some. Come get some, you guys, come get some. Know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3. off of the, what you call it, okay? So, okay, we're getting back, let's get back to the hunk style, because let's talk about the average height of a man. What is the average height of an American man in the United States, okay? It doesn't matter black or white. Doesn't matter to what race or whatever. What I would want to know, hold on one second, you guys. I'm going to have to freeze up again. I have no sound on your live. All set. I know I'm frozen because anytime I go off, it freezes up again. It really sucks though that I can't use my headset. That really sucks. I can't use my earphones. Okay, but I needed to read that. You guys. You hear that shit? Okay, so let's talk about nutrition and what you really have to be eating in order to put size on. You have to eat a lot of food. So the easiest way to do that is if you eat out a lot, to go to Chinese buffets, go to somewhere. Sorry about that, bud. I'm good now. All right, praise the Lord and pass the ammo. It's all good now, you guys hear that? I hope to God, because I'm not saying anything about Mexican Wi-Fi. Man, no, that's just been reliable as fuck for me and everybody who comes to visit, like these fucking nomad motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I got this big table here and these dudes are like all fucking day. One dude works for like, what the fuck is it? It's interesting because it's like a British newspaper, a British outlet, but it's in Latin America. You know what I'm saying? It's like a British outlet, news outlet, but it's down here in, hang on a second, bud. Looks like we got a lot of mail today, you guys. We had an event yesterday. I can't read this because my eyeballs, I can't, man, get out of here, Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go is doing good, you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that he's been telling the truth. Anthony Spade messed up with me. Anthony Spade was calling Passport Bros the same thing that he was reading about from other women. I'm sorry, man. I have to disagree that we are not leches. Okay, we're not lech. All the people who think that Passport Bros are sex tourists are wrong. First of all, I'm the furthest fucking thing from a sex tourist, and most of the people that I know here have relationships and families, so it's like. It's a non-issue. I've never seen prostitutes, not once, being down here in Mexico. No, that's not true. I saw some in Mexico City, like streetwalkers. But you'd never know. I wouldn't care in either fucking way. I got no time for that shit. But I do have time to check out these fucking photos from yesterday when we were with the kid fire academy, the junior fire academy yesterday. And yesterday was a great event without question. And it reflects the great work of those teachers and captains and the little kids represented discipline in the scenario, a great work. See, I'm telling you guys that is more important than this other bullshit. All this shit, all of it is bullshit. And you don't have to believe anything. Listen to this too. So I'm going to tell you guys this so you don't know. If you did not know this, if you didn't know this, hang on a second, you guys. Got to get this shit out of the way. I can't talk to that guy right now. Why did I do that? Low-key shit on the Passport Bros. Yes, man, appreciate that. I appreciate that. Austin's Mexico channel in Discord. I've had a rough time with my eyes. Check this out. Anytime we do like a chemical, like a hazmat situation where we have to look at hazmat from a distance, you need good binoculars or even a telescope from a fucking long distance to be able to read what type of smoke it is, if there's smoke at all. Then from that, you need to basically transmit the images or video that you're seeing. I would do images first and then do your video. of long distance smoke, whether it be tires, whether it be trash, whether it be forest fire, anything that would indicate what color or what kind of things are burning so that there's not an accident. And a couple of those telltale signs is the color. And a lot of times the wind direction, you need to know the wind direction at all times. You need to do the GPS. So what I can do is normally connect my binoculars up to my cell phone. And running a program, it'll actually tell you the distance that you are from the smoke. And it will give you a GPS location of where the fire actually is, or a rough location if you can find the heart of where the smoke's coming from, depending upon the size of it. From that, transmit the live GPS location. You indicate what the smoke and what the combustible is that's in that fire from a distance. We're talking about however far away a telescope or a pair of binoculars can clearly see smoke. That's all you need to indicate is smoke from a distance. And then you can tell the fire department or the fire rescue or whoever is in that section what kind of shit they're having to deal with, where it is exactly, so that do not delay in anything like that, because we get false alarms all the time. It's like 4 or 5 a day because they want to see people fucking driving around in circles and using gasoline and wasting time. We also have a lot of arsonists. Arsonists burn tires literally all the time. They take and throw all these tires back in the woods or some shit in a monster ass pile, set them on fire, let them burn for 4 or 5 hours, and then they have the fire department come and put it out. And when they put it out, what's left behind is rings of metal that these guys go and recycle. So I see it as a genius business opportunity for somebody who has nothing. And so when you've got homeless people who have nothing, they burn tires, and they turn into arsonists because they love fire so much. They're not afraid of fire and things like that. They actually, a lot of people in the fire service, a lot of people, it's a small percentage of weirdos that are even here, are arsonists themselves and would go and light a fire somewhere else just to have them seen on the fucking news. So that's in every country I've been to, there's always one. There's always been one fucking weirdo setting shit on fire. And most of the time, those guys that are doing that are on steroids or are insane. The dudes on steroids do it because they want to be seen on camera, all fucking jacked. These are not hulks. These are powder puffs. And then what they do is they take oral steroids that make them watery. And then I'm talking about like A-bombs or something like that just blow you up overnight. But you're doing nothing but inflating your muscles with water. You have no abs. Your face gets all fucking round and puffy, and you look like dog shit. Even when you go off of that shit, if you don't maintain it with like creatine and other steroids, then you're going to look like a fucking piece of shit, like a big bag of fucking water. So that's not a good look. And that's not a Hulk, which most of the time, if you see guys that are getting emotional, this all ties in together, so you know. All of this ties together to paint a picture of how men turn out, especially if they're raised by single mothers. See, a single mother might mess a dude up, mess a kid up bad because he will think exactly like his mother. If you look at me, I have 22 fucking years of alienation for my son. He is exactly like his mother. He tried to fight with me exactly like his mother, like a woman. And I'm like, dude, you're deflecting. Dude, you're actually doing sign language on me. What's that? That's shame. Shame. He wants to shame me for something I did before he was born. You made my mother this. You did this to me. Blah, blah, blah. She's a victim, all this shit. The motherfucker she tried to kill me. Yeah, she would have killed you. He actually told me she would have murdered me twice. She would have killed me. Hell, I would have killed me. Probably did kill me. But you know what? I seem to keep waking up, and here I am again, alive to die yet another day. So let's talk about the whole card, you guys. I'm trying to get Riztar from Discord in the chat, as he mentioned that he wants to be a firefighter on the side. He's about 21 years old. Guys, I only take guys, listen to this, I only take guys in my academy that are in between the ages of 17 and 25. And those are for candidate firefighters. That's not for instructors. That's not for teachers. That is for candidates. Candidates that are going to become hardcore athletes. See, they think they're going to come into the fire service and just go fucking school and put out fires. This shit is the Fire Academy, the Fire Science Academy. So this is a 4-year degree that you can complete in one. And it is accredited. You can go anywhere in the fucking world with this shit. And with your accreditation, get a job in some municipality. And you know what's crazy is a dude came down here, up here, who was from Colombia. He came up here and he was under the assumption that he was going to get paid as a student. And I'm like, no, man, you're not even qualified to fucking turn the fucking lights on. You're qualified to mop. So, because that's what you do in your first year. You basically clean, do whatever they fucking yell at you about. And at the end of the day, if you get, you go up in rank, you get paid more. And for more time in service, you get paid more. And for more extracurricular activities, you get paid more. And working your own outside business on your days off, because you have basically 5 fucking days off a week, you get paid more. You double your salary. And if you work in the United States as a fireman, it's like 70 grand a year if you're 7 years. After, I can't get what's called the 70 and 7 program. So if you were in the fire service after 7 years, you were getting 70 grand. You get okay, so if you work every 3 days, you got to get so many days off. You work 1 day on and like 3 days off. In my case, it's easier because it's 24 hours here and it's a school. So it's 24 hours at school because the students that are in the dormitories really go out to emergencies at night to observe, but they have to be ready in the event of an auxiliary situation. An auxiliary situation means that if somebody gets fucking, fucked up on something, they need to go and help somebody. So these guys get my whole card. This HUNK card. If you're a hunk, if you're not a hunk, it's okay because you become a hunk. I can help you become a hunk in 30 fucking minutes. 30 minutes and 30 seconds. You want to know my secret? I'm going to tell you my secret right now. What you can do in 30 minutes and 30 seconds to start with right now is brush your teeth. Start with brushing your teeth. So we're going to do the 30 seconds of brushing your teeth. I don't give a fuck if that's enough time. We're going to say brushing your teeth takes 30 seconds. Boom. You took a nice shower. That took 5 minutes. Wash yourself good. Shave your balls. Shave all your hair. Here's what you don't do. Don't shave your legs. Okay, there's no need to shave your legs unless you're a biker or a swimmer. Don't shave your legs. Shave your balls. Shave your stomach. Shave all your chest hair. If you want to shave your fucking armpit hair, no one gives a fuck. See that shit? You see my armpit hair? It's like baby fucking hair because I don't have a lot of hair. So thank God for that, and that's why I get the HUNK card. You also get the HUNK card when you cut your hair. So if you cut your hair, I would definitely consider going to a 0 on the side. That is what this is. This is a 0. I want to show you guys this, okay? Okay, it's a 0 on the side. The reason why I do a 0 is because you can go the whole month without needing a haircut. You still maintain your hunk status. You still maintain a hunk status as long as it doesn't touch your ears. It's a weird thing about women when they check you out. They want to look inside your ears because there's an indication of grace and fucking maturity inside your ears. If you're a man that has hair that is, you're losing your hair. We got to talk about this. This is important because if you're a guy that's losing his hair, you can still maintain hunk status. Even if you're losing your hair, we're going to go one way or the other. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you exact details that I was given and prices. So no one's going to bullshit you about getting your hair transplanted because it's nothing. There's really not much to it. It's a long fucking time being in that chair. And you need to be comfortable and you need to be there for a long fucking time because they're basically taking hair out of the back of your head and putting it into the front of your head. And it does work. In fact, I ran into a guy when we were on the plane coming from Chihuahua who had just had this shit done. We were fist bumping, bro. I said, listen, I'm going to go get my fucking teeth done. I appreciate seeing you, bro, and you hang in there because you still have that scab mark on his fucking forehead here when he had the transplant done. He probably had it done in Chihuahua, but he was flying with his wife. And dude, his wife was fucking banging. All right? Banging wife. I don't know what part of Mexico she was from, but dude, blonde hair, blue eyes, full on Mexican. Full on Mexican. And they say places like Aguas Calientes, which I found out is a shirt factory for my boy. And listen to this, you guys. I got a deal coming up, and we're going to be doing T-shirts to support all the kids. All the kids here at the fire station, and every single one of them needs support. If I sell 3 T-shirts, I can support 1 kid per month. And right now, I've got 15 kids here at this school. And then God knows, when we start expanding and open other schools, we're going to need all the help we can get because we opened an actual middle school. So we're opening a middle school, like a junior high school, old school junior high school, that's going to be a military style school, but it's not military school. It's going to be firefighters type of school, which is basically military school. And then we're going to train kids how to become paramedics, how to become incorruptible police officers, ethical workers for the municipalities. If there's even a fucking government, if we have some kind of a collapse. These kids will be the next generation that will have discipline, that will not abandon their family, that have manners, that know how to set a table, who speak more than one language, who read fucking books, who do meditation, who do jiu-jitsu, who go to Turkey. Hey, Barry, he's right. Hold on a second. Barry says go to Turkey for the hair. He's absolutely right. Turkey does the same process that we do here in Mexico. My only thing is that many guys want to see, I only hang out with wealthy guys. And that's who I hang out. I do not hang out with poor people in Mexico. And I know that sounds wrong, but hear me out. There is a big envy problem in Mexico. When you're on this status right here, guys, when you get a HUNK card, okay, when you get a fucking HUNK card, hello, when you get a HUNK card, this is what you get. Criticism like a motherfucker. Listen, it doesn't matter who criticizes you because outside opinions of you don't matter. You know why it doesn't bother me that all these people are saying all this shit? And even my old lady, she said right there, she says that what these passport bros are doing is coming over here looking for servants. And I'm like, what? Servants? No. See, they don't understand that women in Latin America love cleaning their house. ¿Sí o no, man? Me gusta mucho como limpiando.
Ah, sí.
See, there's no bullshit involved.
La casa está limpia.
She likes it when this house is clean, and I'm a fucking disaster. So you understand, this isn't about serving or being a servant or anything like that. No, this is about a man who does so well that getting bitches that will do nice things for them by default will be nothing but a byproduct of good living. That's what women end up being, is nothing more than what they were designed to be. And sometimes, you guys, we pick girls that are not designed for us. We pick girls that are not designed for us. And you know who I'm talking about. You think by getting a 304 that you could bang any single time of the day, you're going to turn her into a girlfriend. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. In order to get this fucking HUNK card, you need to sidestep them bitches right now. You need to sidestep the ones that you think are good for you because they're easy sex. Fuck that, dude. There's easy sex everywhere. But the best kind of sex is when you have somebody that is so connected to you, so connected inside of you, so well like a glove, that does every single thing that you wish for and never gives you an attitude for it. Someone who has been trained to be a wife. And you as well can take the baton from that training and implement some things that you have boundaries on. See, that's an issue with a lot of modern women, is they have no boundaries. And you know how difficult it is? These women pick you because you're a hunk. See, 304s are attracted to guys like us because we're fucking hunks. And in order to become a hunk that doesn't give a fuck and loses their hunk card, you have to get in shape. And that means being selfish. That means not hanging out with your girlfriend. That means not working out with your girlfriend because you're only going to go as high with her physically. I don't know. Am I using a Colombian dialect? It's been too long. No. Because when I was using a Colombian dialect, no, because I say a lot of all the ways and all that shit. I talk like a Mexican guy. In fact, I find the Colombian accent and the Venezuelan accent hurtful to my ears. I used to thought it was sweet and beautiful and delicious and so calm. And by the way, Mexican girls aren't like that at all. Colombia is good for teeth. He's right. Barry says go to Turkey for hair. Colombia is known for teeth. You are correct, my man. I am getting my teeth done. See, I'm saying, Barry, see, I'm not the dumbass here. Every fucking guy agrees with me now. Okay, there's only a few that don't, and they actually secretly fucking do. But because they don't want to get thrown under the bus by the feminists, which will fucking throw you under the bus, because their whole invention wasn't about women, it wasn't about rights, it was about destroying families. That's what the whole thing was about. Now, okay, Barry says men act this way because they aren't used to dealing with options. To where the tables flipped, now it can have options. Many guys take what they can get in the States, let alone have standards. See, you can't have standards. You can stop being a simp. I stopped it. Listen to you guys. We can talk all day long about what I did to be a simp. Simping was part of my life. Simping was part of my upbringing because the guy that raised me, who was my father, was also a simp. He couldn't get girls, so he was doing exactly what Barry says. Most guys take what they can get. He was taking the low-hanging fucking fruit. Better than that, he was taking the rotten fruit that was on the fucking ground that nobody wants. It's got maggots and fucking flies already. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't give a shit because he has no standards. And he has no boundaries. So when they walk all over his ass, he doesn't know how to say no. Isn't that fucked? They walk all over his ass because he never said no. And he made good money. You know, in 1985 or some shit, that motherfucker was making like 25 bucks an hour. Well, shit, let's do the math, you guys. Working 8 hours minus his fucking tax. He's taking home $1,000 a month. That was a lot of money in 85, bro. You make $1,000 a month, you were balling. Now that'd be like $10,000 a month. Okay. So now we have pulled the plug on this fucking whole, we don't understand women. You'll never understand women shit. We now do. And they were up to a lot of bad shit and we didn't even know it. Now that the social media has blown it off and now they've monetized being single and single motherism. You know what is crazy is I actually sent a Fox News article to several people this morning. And I typically don't listen. I don't listen to news. I don't pay attention to news because a lot of it's just all, just blown up. All right, dogs, you're gonna have to be quiet. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, man. Let me go mute. See you, dogs? So my players, listen to this shit, okay? I told you that I can help you change your look in 30 minutes. And the first thing you're gonna do is go get your teeth whitened. You wanna pick the type that the dentists use. So all you gotta do is Google what brand the dentists actually use, and then go and buy that shit and do it yourself. Or you can go to a dentist, first have your teeth thoroughly cleaned, deeply cleaned. They will do it. It costs about $150, just so you guys know. It is also cheaper in Mexico, but it's also very, very expensive for a Mexican person to do it. So it is more than the average, dental visit that you would go to. Any time of dental visit is a very inexpensive experience. I go to the best part in town here, and it's like 400 pesos, about $20. and they'll clean my teeth, and they do the fucking scaling and all that shit, and the floss to your asshole, and then the fucking, all the treatments you use, and then come back and then do you want to whiten your teeth? I'm like, yeah, okay, well that's 1,800 pesos, about $60. I don't know if that's expensive. I don't know if that's cheap, but for me, hey, it's worth it because I come out of there with the fucking high pro glow motherfuckers. I got white shoes too. I got some white leather Converse. I'm ashamed of my shoes right now because they do not have the high pro glow like my teeth when I go get them fucking done. So every month, you guys, listen to this, every month, because Mexico is so cheap to get your teeth cleaned, I would just go. I'm a fucking expat, so I live here, okay, and I'm retired, so they don't, you know what I mean. I got my hands full with the school, but shit, man, I'm retired. I'll go to the dentist and I'll get my teeth cleaned, and my dentist knows my shit. And he's like, "Listen, man, you need to fix that one right there." Whoa, how much is that to fix? He's like, about. Hang on a second, let me get a good chart. This motherfucker has his monitors right there inside. You know what I mean? Inside the thing, so you can see all your, you know what I mean? The camera and all that shit if you want to. And then, so, you know what I mean? There's no bullshitting. Then they do a 3D scan, like a LiDAR scan of your whole head. And they figure out how your teeth go together. And they see how your teeth are when they come apart. And they go in and they fix every single thing that's wrong with your teeth. And sometimes you got to wear braces. In fact, I think they were telling me that because my teeth are off a little bit, it's actually affecting my spine, my erectness of stature, and also affecting the length of where my hip bone connects to my femur. My femur is connected to my, I don't know. So anyway, it says it throws me off, making one leg bigger than the other, longer than the other. Let's see what he says. Okay. See, most guys take what they can get in the States, let alone have standards or boundaries. A lot of these women that are bad like that don't have boundaries. So that when you become a badass, all these chicks that think that they're badasses, you're going to find that they're not even close. There is a clone of everyone in the world. Once you start traveling a little bit, you're going to start seeing people who look exactly like somebody else that you met in another country. It's almost like the program is fucked up a little bit. It's almost like they got lazy a little bit and just started like copying and pasting. Oh, I like that. Look at that fucking tip of the person. So let's make the whole population look that way and just change the nose a little bit and the ears and make the cheekbones a little more profound. And we'll put those people in Eastern Europe. All right, great. So when you go to Eastern Europe, you see every single person in Eastern Europe looks like me, like the whole facial thing, eyeball thing. And then you go to the United States and you see in Ohio all these Serbians, all these Russians, all these Ukrainians with the same style face, and they multiply. And then you go and meet a girl. Oh my God, I met this girl in Ohio. She's a bodybuilder. She's you know what I mean? Yes, there are personality character types as well. You know what? Okay, a lot of women suffer from a thing called borderline personality disorder. BDP for short. BDP Productions. Let's fuck up a man's life. I'm over-sexualized, 24, crazy about everybody, and the kind of girl that when you break up with her, she beats your car to death with a fucking hammer because she definitely knew you cheated on her with her mom. And that was actually a true story, by the way. No hammer involved. She just told me to get out. I swear to God, man, I had no, you know what? I had no more than 4 months after I had a vasectomy, which, by the way, guys, you can get your whole card. And listen, one of the things about getting a whole card and getting in shape is not giving a fuck about the chicks in the gym. In order to get the whole card, you have to learn how to maintain in the gym without staring at girls, taking videos and photos of yourself. this is where I need to jump in here and tell you guys something about this. I suggest, and it's mandatory with anybody in my team, everybody goes to the gym with me. If they're wearing a tank top, they go the fuck home if they want to. They can go work out by themselves because they're not going to be fucking with us. You do not wear tank tops. You don't wear short sleeve shirts. You don't wear, you know what I mean, the muscle shirt. You don't wear none of that shit. You wear a fucking t-shirt under a sweater, a zip-up hoodie. I don't give a fuck. But you don't show off your body at all. Sometimes you wear your hoodie on top because we want to warm up. Also, we do not engage, talk to, spot, touch, look in the direction of women when you train in the gym. Telephone goes off. I have a big first aid kit that I carry with me. All phones go in that first aid kit. You take your time because we're all business here. We're all business. And you know what? It's not too bad. Here where I am, there's like maybe, if you go to the gym and the 30 people, then maybe half of them would be 4s and 5s. So you're not a big deal. You get an occasional 6, 7, 8, but you look at them real closely and you see that they have the baby doll eye fucking lashes, and that takes the points off of what would be potentially a 6 down to a 4. And you see they got a tramp stamp, or they got a fucking one of these new horizontal fucking horror. If you guys look on the video we did last night of the kids program, you'll see a couple of girls in there that are banging, like banging hot. One girl was like fucking stacked, dude, at a big old ass, fucking small ass body, big old titties, long fucking curly hair. But she had a fucking tattoo on her leg. And I'm like, oh fuck. I was gonna take pictures with her and take a video and say, hey guys, this is the lady, you know, she's the one that does this and that and whatever, because she was a part of that thing. But the problem is that, you know what, a girl will be that hot, but she'll have some kind of defiant problem with her father. And a girl who has a problem with her father goes and gets tattoos. Even the Rockera did the same goddamn thing when she was 18 years old. She was like a fuck you to her father's face, who didn't like tattoos, so she went and did exactly that. Oh, you know, things I want to do. I do anything I want and go get a fucking tattoo. It's not a big one, but I don't do tattoos, you guys. I don't do tattoos. And if you have tattoos, my hats are off to you. But I just don't accept tattoos from girls, and it's just my thing. I don't want him. It gives me a feeling of the bitch is a whore. No, man, I'm sorry to hear that. If your mom has BDP, dude, she can wreck your life. Borderline personality disorder people focus on one person at a time. So whoever she's abusing at that particular time, yeah, the pump cover. You have to cover your guns, man. You have to cover them up, okay? No one's business. That shit right there is nobody's fucking business. Okay, that's all you. You did this shit to yourself. Right there. Look. You seeing this? The separation in the bicep top. You did that. They didn't fucking help you. None of these chicks help you in the gym. As a matter of fact, you lose points. I don't even fuck that shit, man. You don't lose points. You either have it or you do not. You know what I mean? And what am I gonna go to your house and take your HUNK card away? You give that shit away. See, that's what they do. Look at me, I'm fucking in shape, I'm fucking jacked. Then you meet a girl like the fucking Rockera that you don't even know how to respond. Character defect. It's a character defect. All of us have character fucking defects, but the question is, which ones are you willing to deal with? Which ones are you not? Me, boundaries are everything. Honesty is everything. Now my joke is being honest all the fucking time. Because I like being the bad guy. I like being the bearer of bad news. I like embarrassing people with truthful statements. Because I'm like, then they start to fucking beatbox and shit. Like they can't answer the fucking question. right? They can't answer the question because truth is what it is. Hold on a second. My mom already wrecked our entire family. She's a super college educated, drank the feminist Kool-Aid. None of her 4 kids have a relationship with me. This is the problem. And Minister Jab talks about this a lot. He says that because he refers to educated black women. I don't care if it's a black woman or not. They're educated. That means that they don't need us because now they have leveled up. They have leveled up. They're the ones that file for divorce 90% of the time. They file for divorce 90% of the time, you guys. 90%. Meaning that 10% of the time, the dude that just has fucking had it is filing for divorce. Mira, imagínate donativos como cabezamios. No, you can't. You can't. You can't even imagine. You can't even imagine. You can't imagine a life that would be better than what you have now. You. Your mom red pilled you. Do you guys know? Oh man, I wish you knew. Sorry about that. I apologize. If you only knew what, okay, I'm going to tell you guys some stories because it seems to me that I might have overvalued myself with super hot 8s, 9s, and 10s for fucking years because they were all basically exactly what Barry is talking about. Dysfunctional women. And we date dysfunctional women because of dysfunctional upbringings. Like I would mimic what my dad would have done, and he would pick up a whore or a girl from a bar or a place that, you know what I mean? He's not going to fucking church. He's not going to church to meet his girlfriend. No, this motherfucker's going to fucking Dixie Highway. Dixie fucking Highway. And he'll go to a bar that has nothing but Dixie chicks in that motherfucker. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That'd be like a Dairy Queen, okay? These are girls from fucking Okeechobee, fucking Pahokee, dumb fucking girls that don't have a brain in their fucking head. They never went to school, but they might have been raised in a family. That's another thing. You might get fooled. You might get fooled. You know what I'm saying? Hi. Okay, right here it is. Okay? There's the formula that you need. Produce ATP, B12, food, energy. Boom. Science. Facts. Just showed you guys a trick. Just one trick that you didn't know. You guys realize that post-workout is important. But I want to talk about morning time. Morning time is a weird time for guys that are trying to get in shape. Because usually most of us are lazy. Most of us fucking bodybuilders are lazy. Most of us men are lazy. Let's face it, we bust ass at work. We don't want to fucking go to the gym. So why the fuck be special, be out of the, think out of the box, be different than everybody else? Well, because if you want to be a hunk, you're going to have to get in shape. And I don't care how you do it. You want to use steroids, to get muscular, good for you. But if you don't do cardio in the morning early and you basically fast until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, intermittent fasting, then you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to be all puffy. You know what I mean? You'll be super saturated with carbs. I guarantee you that. You won't know why a Rice Krispie treat is beneficial. You will never understand why, cinnamon works. You'll never understand these things. Okay, 50 years old, and we're in, okay? Check it out. You can see through my shirt. Relax. You can see I have a six-pack. And I'm in the gayest shorts in Mexico, so you guys seeing that. Gay shorts. Who wears a gay shorts on the internet, Professor? Professor Max! Gay shorts in Mexico. Hey, but you know what? Can you kick my ass? Have you ever looked into the cold plunge? Bro, we're on time. Listen to this, you guys. Mexico has these indigenous saunas. Man, I'm glad you brought this up. Saunas right now. Okay, I'm going to talk about saunas first because gold baths on the roof right now. I have a big tub, a big plastic tub that I am collecting rainwater in. And I say to myself, hey, what a good idea for us to do because this water goes into the fish pond. Put an ice bath on the roof because we collect rainwater when it rains. We throw a bag of ice in that bitch and we start. Ahí trapo, amor. No.
¿Para qué, amor?
No, it's okay. Okay, you guys, listen. And man, I'm glad you brought this up. We're going to talk about this because Joe Rogan talked about it. And all right, my brother met Joe Rogan when he was younger, a young Joe Rogan. Cool guy. Cool guy. All right, so, okay. If something like a sauna is going to let me live 10 to 20 years longer, going to a sauna, what is it, every like 4 days a week? I'll do it because here in Mexico, we have these indigenous saunas, these indigenous style saunas. Indigenous saunas that have like, smoke and weeds and stuff that they put. I don't know if they put it on you or something, and then they let you just lay there in the heat. Hell, I don't know what they're called. ¿Cómo se llaman las saunas allá aquí? Las indigenous.
¿Temazcales?
Temazcales. So it's cool, man. They have this thing. I mean, if you want to do it, if you come to Mexico, that's definitely a big one. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to find one close. Find one close to the firehouse. So everybody from the fire station can go try it out. What I have been doing is going to the steam room at the clubhouse. If you guys didn't know this, there's a country club that I lived in, and they have a clubhouse that has a sauna. And in the sauna, they have a cold shower. It's the emergency style shower. This was what I wanted to do. I was building my house in Puebla before the title got stolen. Thanks a lot, you fat bitch. Hey, I hope you enjoy choking on whatever the fuck you eat. Anyway, that was immature. Oh, Lord, forgive me on that one. Father, forgive me on that one because I knew what the fuck I was doing. I knew what I was doing, you guys. Anytime you want to hear me blame another person, I'll tell stories about them, but I'm not complaining about, because that's not my life anymore. I've been red pilled too by all the bullshit, and that shit, I suddenly realized none of that shit matters anymore, so it doesn't matter anymore. None of it fucking matters. None of this shit matters. Nothing matters. ¿Quieres comer tacos?
Vamos. Todos vas conmigo.
¿Eh?
No, vas a ir 70 pesos.
Pan?
Ahorita no tengo comida.
Okay, we're going to do that. So we're going to wait till we eat. Intermittent fasting at 1 o'clock. You don't eat the entire night. You don't eat the entire day until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you can eat whatever the fuck you want. But if you're diabetic, don't do that. Diabetic, I have nothing for you. If you're diabetic, I can't recommend intermittent fasting.
Because I don't know, because you have to test your blood and figure shit out. But that's a doctor question. I'm not a doctor. I've never been I've never been a doctor in any, no, I've never been a doctor in any soap operas. No, I've been an extra in a bunch of shows and movies, but I've never been a doctor in any one of those. I've always been a bad guy or a fucking mafia person. I fucked up so good, you guys. You guys didn't know I was once upon a time working with the producer of the Travel Channel when I was in the men's rehab for alcoholism 20-something years ago. 21 years ago. What is today? What is today? Is today the 19th of March? Tomorrow is my anniversary. Tomorrow is my anniversary, you guys. Back to the matter at hand, you guys. Do you prefer to live in Mexico or the rest of Latin America? Okay, I'm going to break that down for everybody right now. Panama happens to be the US dollar. So you don't have to fuck around with interchange or exchange of money. So if you are confused about transferring or changing money back and forth from dollars, the US dollar being what a dollar is, does not really affect too much of the cost of living there, which happens to be pretty cheap, about a third of the price. It depends on where you live too. I lived a very gringo, upscale lifestyle, so I always stayed in nice apartments, always had nice houses, always stayed in nice areas, because you have to be secure and live in a place that's secure. Meaning, like, they have cameras everywhere. They have police protection everywhere. They have their own private security teams. What we do here is represent the fire school, which has no authority whatsoever. So we're right here smack dab in the middle of town, and we just happen to be in a popular area. So do I prefer to live in Mexico over the rest of Latin America? Okay, one thing that Mexico has that the rest of Latin America does not is private, it's secured. Security as far as like not getting pickpocketed, not having your phone ripped out of your face or a gun put in your face to steal your gun when you're in traffic, does not happen here. It happens everywhere else. It happens a lot in Mexico City, if they're targeting people. But the Mexican police have these fucking camera systems. It's amazing, as facial recognition and shit. Maybe even has LiDAR to see through their fucking mask. If I went out a chance to live somewhere else right now, it'd be Guatemala. And here's how this is going to work out for some of you guys that want to be a HUNK, the HUNK in Guatemala, because everyone in Guatemala is pretty short. However, I met a couple girls from Guatemala that were actually as tall as me, but those girls were models, real deal models, not this bullshit on Instagram. Real models. All right, so the reason why Guatemala would be a good option is because you only have to be there 1 day per year. Step foot in the country, step out of the country the following day, you're good for another year. So you don't have to actually live there until you get your passport, which takes 5 years. And you have to have a lawyer to do this stuff because basically he files all the paperwork for you, does all that bullshit. Do I prefer to live in Mexico? Yes. Food is better. You're allowed to have a phone. You're allowed to have a nice car. You can drive around freely. No one's gonna fucking try and steal shit from you. What they steal is like shit off your house. Like they'll steal like a thing that covers up your water meter, like bars or whatever. They'll steal that and recycle it, and they'll make enough to maybe get a hit of crack. I don't know. The other countries I would suggest would probably be San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. I would suggest Bluefields, Nicaragua, simply because the women there speak English. You guys know that Nicaragua has a huge Russian presence. So if you're going to get into pharmaceuticals, I would go and hang out and become part of the massive corporate collectivo of Russian scientists that are in Nicaragua that have been there for a very long time. Get down. All right, coffee. Salute to XL Pros that's in the house. The question is, do you prefer to live in Mexico or the rest of Latin America? If you're a short dude, go to a country where there's short women. And a lot of countries in Latin America are short, also in stature. You're going to find that the women are slimmer than in the United States because they walk everywhere. They don't have cars. Anytime they go to eat, it's always food that they bought at the market and they cook it in their house. So there's none of this bullshit McDonald's drive-through. That's why they don't even have drive-throughs at these McDonald's that you see. They're usually in the mall or something. But if that's what you want, dude, I'm wearing an XL shirt, okay, an XL shirt, and I'm actually a medium in normal size clothes. You guys see that? Because I lost 60 pounds. I don't know if you knew that. I lost 60 pounds because I was on my way to being a pro bodybuilder and all this shit. But as time ticks away, when you become 50 years old, you got to change the way you do things, and you need to go to the gym. Guatemala is very interesting. I also heard about Honduras is a very low-key spot, especially for the women. I'm going to tell you guys something. You don't even need to go to Honduras right now. You don't even need to go to Honduras. My boy is living in Honduras, and he owns the ice mafia. He owns the ice mafia for all the hotels and all that shit. He's an American guy. You guys remember I was civil engineering in the military? I taught him how to hook up pipes, hook up the water pumps, hook up his filters, and then put it into an ice machine and then make 100 bags of ice, and then go make $100. $100 in Guatemala is like a fucking month's salary. They make $3 a day, guys. $3 a day is how much the person makes in those countries. Not an hour, $3 a fucking day. And they work shit jobs. Some of them work great jobs, and they make the same amount of money. So anybody goes and say, oh, girls get paid less. They get to work in offices in the fucking air conditioning. Dudes are out here in the fucking, the alfalfa fields, chopping up fucking alfalfa to put in bales. So, all right, they're run, you know what I mean? But no joke, guys, no joke. Guatemala is very interesting because you only need to be there 1 day a year. 1 day a year to maintain a residency visa. So think about this, guys. You get your passport. Here's the route I would take. Here is the route that I would take for any man that's in Florida right now. If you are in Florida, you for $330 can buy a round trip ticket from Fort Lauderdale Airport, Miami Airport, and fly to Guatemala City. In Guatemala City, you will stay at the tourist spots, not anywhere else that's cheap. You go to where expensive, you're going to spend money. You're going to spend money because you want security. Because the last thing that you want is to get fucked with in a Latin American country that is known for motherfuckers robbing people. So unless you're going to go to a spot that is de lujo, don't waste your fucking time. But you're going to need to go to Guatemala City. You're going to stay in the nicest spot. You're going to eat in the nicest restaurants. You're going to go see a lawyer who's right there, close to you, close to the embassy. Once you get your paperwork filed You're free to go. I would go to Antigua at that point. Go around, go to the beach, check it out. You'll see that it's beautiful. Eat the food. You're going to see it's weird, but it's delicious. You're not going to realize it's a pig's ear that's got black beans stuffed in it. It's delicious. It tastes just like it smells too. Fucking wonderful. My hats are off to you guys, by the way. Hey. So as you can see, I'm quite comfortable. I'm quite happy here. I'm not a sex tourist. I've never been a sex tourist. I have 2 children. I have no more children. I can't have children because after my son was born, I had a vasectomy. And you know what's interesting about that backstory, guys? I don't know if you guys know this. XL Pros knows. Barry, I don't know if you realize this. But I got alienated from my son for 22 years. My boy is Turkish. His mom was Turkish. His mom was Turkish. And this dog is teeny tiny. This is a service dog, by the way. That has no training, bitch. Doesn't need any training. It's a little sweetie pie. This one back here was the daughter of my original service dog that passed away. That broke my fucking heart. Oh, she was so sweet too. I got you. Another service dog here. It's a Labrador. And that one's a Chihuahua that's mixed with a Dachshund, Salchicha. So here we are, guys. Okay, let's get back to the hunk story. Because in order to be a hunk, you got to get your body in shape. If you're a tall guy, work on your shoulders, work on your waist, work on your back. Get your back as big as possible. So if you get your back big, you're going to have that fucking V look. You're going to look like a super fucking hero. You don't need to train your legs as hard because you guys usually wear shorts on stage. Hear that? You guys wear shorts on stage, so you don't have to work your legs as hard, you motherfuckers. Skinny legs don't look good on a big dude. But if you're a swimmer, okay, I'm gonna recommend a couple things. You're gonna work on your really work hard on your fucking abs and your back. You know what I mean? Because you work on your back, everything's gonna be affected by your back. If you're doing deadlifts, if you're doing all that shit, you know, every couple of days, you have 3 things. You do a back, you're gonna do deadlifts, legs, you're gonna do squats, and chest, you're gonna do bench press. Those 3 things right there are the core exercises to getting huge. I mean, there's really not much more to it. You know what's boring about reading muscle magazines over and over and over and over again for years is that when you read muscle magazines, you basically had a library of stuff that they're never going to talk about in modern medicine, because this is stuff that people invented. People figure out how, motherfuckers are prepping for a contest. Who in the fuck knew that when you take clenbuterol, it only works for 2 weeks, and then you have to have some kind of beta blocker, so you got to take Benadryl. Who the fuck figured that out? Bodybuilders. A company in France that was making explosives or something like that, every day they would sweep up this yellow powder on the floor. And that yellow powder turned out to be DNP. Okay, and what was happening is there were people that were fat inside the factory. And every day they would come to the factory, they would sweep up all this yellow powder, and they would suddenly lose shit tons of weight. So people were losing weight all the time. They couldn't hear. They didn't know that what they were doing is inhaling something that stops the mitochondria temporarily from producing ATP. So their body was sucking up all this ATP. The body was using glycogen stores and carbohydrates. So you're close to Florida. ExoPro says he's close to Florida. Great. If he was in like Atlanta, I don't know what the cost is, but do you guys realize it's not a lot of money to fly round trip? Getting your passport's pretty simple. You can register online. You can do it in the post office. You can do it wherever. I'm not going to tell you in one way or another. You can get it done, man. It's very simple, and it does not cost. It's the greatest investment you've ever done next to a vasectomy. Vasectomy has a good chance of being reversible, right? And if it does, then I'm an idiot. 50 years old, I have 2 kids already. So, another thing is that they cut 1 centimeter of tubing out of both sides when they did. And then they took those 2 sides and they fused both sides. So yeah, you can have it reattached. I have knots in my balls, man. Okay, they feel like I have raisins inside my fucking ball sack. That's what it feels like to have a vasectomy. But you know what it feels like to not have child support? Fucking awesome. In fact, my child support for what I pay for child support, I can rent, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 houses. I can rent 4.5 houses this size for what I paid in child support every month. I could have leased a Rolls Royce. I could have released a Bentley for the amount of money I paid in child support every month. When I was not paying child support, I was harassed, I was bullied, I was treated like a fucking criminal at the Department of Revenue. Okay? I was hulking out, man. I was a hunk. You know, I was going through the phase where I was really training hard. I got my fucking face in order. I got my teeth. You know, I wasn't all wrinkly and shit. I'm 50 years old now. Here's my section. Here's my recommendation. Yeah, you can reverse it. Yeah, I'm not questioning that. It's not a matter of that. I'm saying that by accident, your chances are super fucking small. But yeah, man, you can reverse it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not reversing anything. I thought about it. You better believe I thought about it. I'm gonna tell you a little tourist tale. I met a girl from Venezuela, and I blew her back out. I blew her back out so good that she fell in love with me like crazy. 34 days. She couldn't stand me though, because she was a girl that was definitely a fucking prostitute. I guarantee it. You know, they'd never tell you. Women will lie to you their whole fucking life. They're gonna lie and they're gonna eat crab legs. Do you agree that they lie more than us? Because now, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Being around the world, being around these dudes, even here, you guys, that this red pill shit, you know what I mean? Reality is that Kevin Samuels talked to everybody. He wasn't just talking to black guys, he was talking to men. He was saying, listen, I'm gonna decode what they're talking about here. And motherfucker, when he decoded it, it blew the fucking door off his shit. Because these were secrets that women did not want us to fucking know. They did not want us to know that when she's texting somebody while she's sitting with you, she's going to set up to go get her back blown up by Chad while she's eating up your crab legs and then pretending to like you. And at the end of the day, she goes and gives you a fucking ass out hug. Tell me I'm wrong. Bitch is gonna give you an ass out hug. And then go get her ass blown out. Go get her back blown out by fucking Chad or Tyrone. And Barry says, don't listen to what she says, watch what she does. That is the fact, bro. That is the fact. I am very, my poor boy, my poor son. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, okay? And if y'all want to talk to him, you can. Rule of thumb is a women's word isn't bond like a man's is. Man, that is a straight fact. That is a straight fact. There's no lie detected in that shit at all. Uh-oh. I think we're missing something here. I don't know what happened to the thing, but I gotta go get it. Ooh, come and knock on my door. I'ma get all you bitches. I'm gonna get them by default. All I have to do is ride my car up. They actually say there is much more to it. An ass out hug, more like a side hug. Dude, that's even worse. Big shout out to the Art of Will, by the way. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know the story. Do me a favor. If you guys know the story of the Art of Will, would you mind putting an ass out hug in the chat? Just do me a favor. Just write ass out hug. Ass out. No, he says side hug, but I'm going to say ass out hug. An ass out hug is a pat on the fucking back. And if a bitch kisses you the same way like your grandma did, a little smoochy poo, then you know what? That she's just not into you. She wants to get her fucking back blown out, Art of Will style. Art of Will style. Me, I'll give you a triple X throwdown. I would definitely give you some motherfucking redneck kung fu style. You know what I mean? I'll beat it. I will beat that ass. I'll pound it. I mean, I ain't joking, man. I knew a dude from Hawaii. He's like, hey, man, I see you got some porno there, man. Got some porno in your house. This is back in Germany. I'm like, yeah, I always have a DVD in the fucking TV. And then you tell girls that you watch porno. See that? I'm watching porno. Really? What are you doing? I'm watching porn. They're like, what? Yeah, I'm watching porn. I'm actually not watching porn. I know. Just to see what they do. You see, part of being a hunk is not giving a fuck. Being a hunk. Because when you're hunked out, you have options like a motherfucker. But there's only a certain type of women. There's only a certain type of woman that gravitates towards a guy like me. Okay? They say they want 6 feet. They say they want 6 inches. They say they want 6-pack, but when they get around me, they suddenly realize that I am literally in the gym, grinding my face off. I'm taking drugs that make me bigger, that make me have a fucking attitude sometimes. Sometimes that it makes you impotent. You know what I'm saying? So these are all factors that a bitch that likes guys like me accept. These are girls that are ride or die type of chicks that are into fucking fitness. The ones that have no problem at all injecting you when you need a shot of testosterone every 14 days. 10 days, sorry. So the art of will says an ass out hug more like a side hug. Listen to this, you guys. A side hug is safer. Okay? And I recommend you guys do what they're doing to you. All right? You want to be a hunk, you're going to have options. You might be able to get in that bitch's drawers the first fucking night. You might be able to. However, if she's not made for you, that means you're digging in the guts of another man's woman. She don't know what she's doing. She's messing up her future. She's messing up her future by going on Tinder and like swiping right on you. You know what's up. You go and get into the fucking drawers. You know what I mean? You can easily get in them guts. She likes you. You have boundaries. Hold on a second. The youngest age you recommended a man getting on TRT. The day that he is born until the day he's 18, his testosterone is progressively getting higher. When a man hits 30 years old, it drops off a cliff. If a man is in a bad environment that has bad food, who does not exercise, who doesn't eat sweet potatoes, who doesn't take zinc, doesn't take supplements, hasn't worked out or stepped foot in a fucking gym since they were in high school or junior high, or the only workout they've ever done in a gym is basketball. And there's a lot of dudes that only play basketball. Totally get it. I'm not offended. I'm your boy anyway, so what are you going to do? Okay. Well, the youngest age we recommend a guy getting TRT is when his levels are fucking low. Okay. And that's why I always recommend guys go to the doctor. It's a simple blood test and it costs $40. I know maybe a lot of money to you guys, but it's worth it. If you get the full testosterone thing done and the estrogen thing, you're going to see that you're going to need an estrogen blocker. You know what I mean? It could be a Ramodex. It could be anything, Nolvadex. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Because you might have something wrong with you. I exercise, I take supplements, but I have a bad diet. Yeah, man, you know what? Okay. Let's talk about bad diets for a minute. We know you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So what I tell people to do is instead of changing your diet, you add to your diet, especially if you're on steroids. If you're on steroids, you can absorb nutrients from fucking Cheetos and get biceps like that, okay? So, but if you use really, really, really good food and start cooking for yourself like we do down here, start making your own food and prepping your own food like we do out here, because these are all people that are poor are eating leftovers. They're only walking because they don't own cars. That's why they're always fucking shredded. You ever seen homeless guys? They're fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like 6-pack motherfuckers. It's because they're dieted down. So what I tell people to do, instead of fucking trying to torture yourself, which is only effective when you're going to a competition, because the minute you're done with the competition, you're going to have pizza the fucking same day. And you're going to balloon up 20 fucking pounds from water weight. So dieting down is actually a good idea, but the diet is tricky. So if you do intermittent fasting, here's what you do. You prepare a shit ton of food, like delicious food, and pile whatever you want on it. Just don't use any white flour, period. Don't eat anything that has white flour in it or anything that has soy in it. Those things are poison to guys like us. Exercise and take supplements, there's a good, man. There's one side of that big old triangle. The other side is rest. And I have insomnia. If you have PTSD, if you're a veteran that has PTSD and you know a way to fucking get past insomnia, man, I want to talk to you, because we're working on things down here to help men get over panic attacks, PTSD, from PTSD, to get over a lot of the social debilities. That part of the reason why we do podcasts is because we're communicating with other people. The purpose in life is connection with other people. So I am actually fulfilling many people's purpose in life. That is why we feel so good when we go on live stream. You guys know that? When we go on live stream and talk, we're communicating, which makes our energy levels strangely different. And we suddenly feel better and we feel happy and we have communication. It doesn't have to be with a fucking girl. It can be one of your boys. In fact, I recommend guys have 3 friends that they talk to every fucking day. And if you do something, see, my uncle, he was fantastic at maintaining friends. And he knew that friends were fair weather friends, even though they were cool for a little while. He treated everybody as if they were a farewell friend that was going to do a fucking Irish goodbye on them at any moment. He wasn't stupid. So what he would do to maintain friendships, and by the way, he had a HUNK card, okay? He blew some bitches' asses backs out, which is where you are right now. You're at that turning point. You're like, this is too stupid. And if I do find a girl, it's a lower standard than I'm accustomed to or I want. I don't need a fucking chubby bitch. I don't have to have a chubby bitch I want to. Why? Because my lifestyle isn't the same as somebody who is a fat bitch. It doesn't have the same effect as somebody who has a fucking fat bitch. Hang on a second. Hang on one second. Don't jump out. Passport Bro's most precious resource is time. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Pablo Frescobar live. He's online right now. Hang on a second. UFC is live. And yeah, man, we're all over right now. The attorney's on. See, I'm not competing with these guys. You guys know that. I don't give a shit. Just like Mr. Palmer says, I would rather have 100 killers than 1,000 soldiers. What does Barry say here? Okay, Barry says, for me, at the end of the day, it's about being healthy. Second comes aesthetics. You're right, man. Being healthy means being bigger. Being bigger leads to higher levels of stem cell in muscle that are stored there. If you're an older guy and you're getting older, working out and taking testosterone every 10 days, it's actually making you beefier. Okay, I lost 60 pounds on purpose because I was on tons of steroids prior for many, many years competing at pro level fucking bodybuilding shows. So I don't need that shit anymore. Now, and I'm gonna tell you something, when you're 110 pounds, 110 kilos, about 235 pounds, 240 pounds, and you're 5'9", you know what I mean? You are gonna have a fucking hard time. So Jay Cutler was bigger. He was fucking huge, but he also ate 40 eggs a day every morning. And I never cared for Jay. I never cared for Jay's, when he was a younger dude, I thought he was fucking awesome. Then I saw a video like being a dick to people. And that's where I draw the line, because anybody who knows me knows that I tolerate people to a point, and then if I don't need them around, they're not around. They're not around me anyway. I'm up here in the officers' quarters. And in front of me, in the front of the officers' quarters, not in front of me, but around the corner here, is the dormitories for the firefighters, the students and shit. Well, yeah, man. Well, I'm talking about on pro level, okay? Pro level bodybuilders are not like firefighters. Firefighters, what I'm getting, my point was, that I apologize for not getting to sooner, is that we have to have resistance. We have to have, God damn, I can't even speak the damn word in English. Not just, we have to have muscles in order to lift things. In the event that we fall and hit ourselves, we have muscles to protect us from that fall, for breaking bones and stuff like that, especially as we get older. But more and more men are getting on TRT. They're figuring out growth hormone is so cheap and they should probably use it. Down here, we have a pharmacy called Farmacia de Paz, and they have the growth hormone that I buy. It costs about 20 bucks a vial. It has 4 IUs in it. Bodybuilders take that a day. So I just take that per week because I don't need to. That's what they do though. Bodybuilders at pro levels take excessive levels of growth hormone. They take IGF-1 growth factor. Let's see, insulin growth factor 1. They take peptides. They probably don't. Back in the day, they did not. So if there's a balance, see, I'm not a massive dude. Okay, but when you're 6 foot, you're gonna find a girl that's probably 5'6", 5'7". No, we don't have to be meatheads, man. You could be a slender dude. I actually very, very slender looking. I don't look like a big bag of water when I'm wearing a suit. You know how bodybuilders look when they're wearing suits? They're like, look fat because their lats are so big that their arms are out all the time. They have to wear like size, 56 fucking suit. All right. So these are not, okay. He was a hunk when he was like 19. So that's the look. If you look at Jay Cutler when he was 19 years old, you're going to be like, wow, no goddamn way. Well, Jay Cutler started training, I think when he was 16, and they got on steroids almost immediately. And he was a poor kid. So he was having to like work jobs in order to eat. And because you have to eat a lot of food, and basically, man, eating clean food, 5,000 calories a day. Do you have any idea how much food that is? It's insane. Okay. So if an egg is 80 calories and you eat 10 of them, that's 800. Okay. Each egg has 4 grams of protein in it. So if you eat 10 of them, that's 40 grams of protein. 24 grams of protein. What the fuck am I talking about? 24 grams of protein per egg. That's protein. It has 80 calories. There's also sleep cycle. Yes, we were talking about this. And I think guys need to have a CPAP machine. I have one. It's out at the ranch. I gave it to Lupita because she definitely snores at night. I don't sleep. I lost 60 pounds, so I stopped snoring. I don't even need it anymore. I had my nose broken. Okay, I broke my nose the other day, a few weeks ago. Smashed it on the fucking concrete, pulled it out, put it back in place, but it still sounds like I got a fucking broken nose. It sounds like and I have this tooth that's falling out too, so I got my face fixed, bro. Isn't that fucked up? Okay. Barry says there is also a sleep cycle, cardiovascular, lymphatic system, gut health, heavy metals, inflammatory diet, and that people have to watch out for. Not saying you don't pay attention to these things, just letting it be known. And you know what? I always take every message from every comment, not as if I'm being taught. And they know that I'm aware of this, but they want me to make sure that the audience knows, who does not know, who is unaware of this shit, about the sleep cycle. Let's talk about that for a minute. If you snore at night, you stop breathing several times a day, you're gonna get really, really, really bad problems with your health, real bad problems with your heart, stuff like that. Especially if you do not get a good night's sleep. I don't get a good night's sleep, and any of you veterans out there who have found some secret to knocking yourself to doesn't include trazodone or fucking Ambien or none of that shit, you tell me, man, because I'm ready to beat myself with a hammer until I pass out. Okay, cardiovascular lymphatic system, gut health. is, okay, the cardiovascular system goes into the sleep cycle. Okay, the lymphatic system goes more into gut health and inflammation. So listen carefully, guys. Gut health. Yeah, bro, so many guys will be pumped up and have heart disease and prostate cancer. And you're right. I go, excuse me. High blood pressure and heart disease. Goddamn. Gut health. Best thing you can do for yourself is eat probiotics and take Metamucil before you go to bed. What happens then is you get the bad bacteria out of your guts and you get the good bacteria in the morning when you take your probiotics. You see, you take a big old dump in the morning that looks like you shared out a flashlight. And then the next thing you do is you take in bazillion any kind of probiotics. And then dogs start barking. So, yeah, a lot of dudes we pumped up on tons of gear and have heart disease and prostate cancer. When you hit 40, they have this thing in the military where they give you a prostate finger up the ass, check you out, and the dogs start barking again. So yes, okay, so prostate health is important, gut health is important. Why gut health? Well, gut health affects the mind, and the mind tells the body what's up. The involuntary system of the mind telling the heart and the lungs to breathe and the stomach to be hungry and all these things. And a lot of guys will have heart disease and not know it, have an oversized heart. They'll have prostate cancer because they don't get anything fixed. And that's the thing, is they eat shit all the time. Most guys need to go and get a hycolonic. They need to go get a CPAP machine so they breathe better at night. Some guys need to get their fucking natural levels tested so you can see whether or not you even need testosterone, because most of you do. If you have a pulse and you're over 30, you have low testosterone, and I'm even joking. Yes, man, okay. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned this, because ivermectin is, they call the horse dewormer on CNN. Yeah, they don't do it. They have worms, brain worms now. Brain worms. That women in the United States get brain worms. Did you hear about this? Fucks them up in the head. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if it's true. You guys tell me. Look it up yourself. Brain worms. Do women get brain worms? Men don't. All I wanted to say was that we have messed up stomachs. We have parasites we don't know about. They go to the pharmacy and say, give me them anti-parasites, and it costs like $35. And they go in there and they just shit out of fucking basketball worms or some shit. Every year in Latin America. See, I thought that was bullshit. I was like, no fucking matter. Get the fuck out of here. Motherfuckers are shitting out tapeworms. I knew a helicopter pilot, and he's like, oh man, this guy babysit for his house, and I fucked it all up, broke his got an antenna on his cordless phone and snapped that bitch, bent that bitch in half. I'm sorry, man, I broke your fucking I broke the antenna on your phone. I could have gone to your Radio Shack or something and bought one and replaced it real quick. It said nothing, but at the time I was, you know what I mean, meant to do in church, whatever. Brain parasites are known with women in Brazil from parasites on cats. Interesting. Joe Rogan talked about it. Yeah, and this is why they take those anti-parasites every year. No question about it, you guys. And you come down here and you go there and you get a shit out of basketball fucking parasites that they, yeah, man, I would, oh my God, can you imagine? Ugh. You'd know if you had worms though in your intestines, because you'd shit about, you'd see them all wiggling around and shit, you'd know. But then you could have intestinal parasites that hang out all the time in your body. And they could be so small that you didn't even know they're there. But listen, guys, the best way to get yourself started is get some Metamucil, drink one at night, just a little teaspoon in a cup. Then follow that up with a big glass of water. That's the trick. So he didn't tell you that. That's the trick in Benaviso. Then in the morning, you're going to take a triple dose of whatever probiotics you're taking. Triple dose. So if they're, I take chewables, I take 3 of those, hasta la vista baby. I'm good. Brain health is better. I definitely feel different when you shit out a basketball. And it could be, you know what I mean? You're literally taking in this stuff that turns into gelatin in your intestines. So if you let it sit too long and let it solidify and you try and drink it, you're going to throw up. It's disgusting. It's so bad. It's like hair gel. It gets in your stomach, goes in your stomach, solidifies, and it collects all them seeds and all that shit. Yeah. First world countries that have processed foods. That's why we all of us do have parasites, especially with the first world country. You know what? There's something interesting about seeing people over the age of 30 now, as opposed to seeing people over the age of 30 in 1985. People looked older. Do you ever see pictures of high school kids from the 80s, 70s, and 80s? They look older. But whatever, I digress. No, we don't do that as Americans. We don't go to the doctor as often as we should. Women don't go to the gynecologist as often as they should because it's uncomfortable. But when a woman's pH is fucked up, I'm talking about any country guys, all you guys that think that American women are the best. Yo, my hats are off to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? You want a woman. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman. You say that. You say, I would like a woman. You want a regular girl that might be plain Jane. If you go as far as to go for the top percentile, yes, I'm 28 agreeing with you. Yeah. My brother, listen, my hat's off to you. You're about to be, you're going to either be indoctrinated or released from the matrix. But it sounds like you've been hurt by somebody. Maybe somebody fucking got you here. Something got you here. Nothing got us here from nothing. Chemtrails, pesticide, that has actually been rather well proven. You know what they've done is and you know it's not to lower the testosterone. That's not the cause, or not the effect, or the cause. What it is a chemical that exists in, yeah, man, you know, okay, yes. And there's way more to it. 1 second, guys. So anyway, there's that. Hold on 1 second, please. Yeah, voy por el agua. Listen to me, guys. HUNK shortcuts. Here's some HUNK shortcuts. Suit Saturday. Suit Saturday. Suit Saturday. Depending upon the type of year. Whoa. Okay, let's talk about this. Barry brought up 2 points. Barry says, since 9/11 and my first computer, I have been studying this stuff. Okay, that's 1 point. And I'm going to go into that perfectly. been fishy ever since. Nice, stay quiet, and predicted stuff like the job since I was 14. Since he was 14 years old, has been predicting this stuff. You know what's interesting is that I also, oh my God, I've either lived this life and seen it before or knew it was coming. Are we dead and we're living in a second life? And all we're seeing is repetition of things that we've already seen before in a past life, and we're living this over again? You might have seen it. You know, I have definitely got some super, super magical powers now. Thanks you very much. Whoever gave me these powers, I don't know what they want me to do with them, because it's like the predictions come a little bit late. It's like a message from this deity or whatever this thing is. It tells me to do something, but it seems to me like it's delayed. It's delayed. Like the message that I was supposed to hear, spiritual warfare, your mind will make you think that. Well, listen to this. Listen. We already, and if you're in this space, you know what I'm talking about now, know this is spiritual warfare. This is not about human beings. And that's why we put on the full armor of God daily to cover the head, the chest, the breastplate of righteousness. You have to have righteousness in order. Listen, if you have righteousness, you will quickly learn what is evil and then avoid it. And that is the best mentality you can have. If you're righteous, you're the breastplate of righteousness, the fiery darts of the evil one. They're going to shoot you in the head. Helmet of salvation. Listen, I can't remember all the verses. I'm not a Bible scholar. It is spiritual warfare, because those most definitely demons that fuck with me. Because now I'm on the Lord's side. You know what I mean? I want to be a punk. I want to be against the man. I want to be against the flow. I want to be against anything of evil, cheating, dishonesty. We can't even bond up or be friends because we've been told all our life we were not supposed to be. Once you have been all the way down the rabbit hole, you could chalk it up to spiritual warfare expressed in the physical by the powers that be. True. Knowing that the powers that be are evil and doing evil things to the country right now, clearly, and nobody says anything. It's way too late by then. Look at the hell's happening. Who are the only trains that haven't been blown up? The ones coming from Canada. Why is that? Well, now there's a new sheriff in town when it comes to drugs, and that would be Canada. Canada approved very quickly a manufacturing of fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, crystal meth, and marijuana to distribute, and LSD and ecstasy. So we'll be now free. No drugs are illegal now in Canada. And they're producing them in Alberta. Where's the trains coming from? Alberta. Where are they going? To the United States. They're not fucking with that train. That train's not going anywhere. They'll probably have it protected. Thank you. Now we know they've all been replaced. They have been used. These are actors. And demonism is all part of it. It's all part of it because they offer everything. Listen to this, you guys. Kenya is pushing back. Kenya saying we don't want gay people in the country. No LGBT. Being a homosexual is illegal. It's a penalty of death. And then the motherfuckers the powers that be for Kenya are saying, no, we're now making this an illegal thing. It's not illegal. And the people from Kenya, even the president himself, is like, fuck you. You keep your shit. Obama's wife comes 2 weeks prior to the vote Is it not a surprise? This is not something you suspicious, you guys. Listen to this. One reason why they would kill those people, those innocent people at the border, is to take the fact that they're doing the exact same thing. They want to eliminate the cartel. Do you think they're going to war with the fucking cartel? They're going to go to war with the cartel. They're going to go to war with Mexico. They're going to have problems because they want to eliminate the competition. Like, okay, in Canada, you're going to sell us drugs cheaper than Mexico and not kill our people over it? Oh, yeah, right. Then the cartel is just going to move from Mexico and go to goddamn Canada. That's all they're going to do. What, you think the Canadians going to do any fucking better? They're going to have less guns? The Canadians now are going into being full-blown fucking communism. You know, the president is the son of fucking Fidel Castro, the son of the guy that he thought he was his father, the Canadian guy. Yeah, man, see? Fucked up with the cartel, so now they're going to Canada. Now they're going to fuck up the cartel, or at least stop their way of making money by using Canadian resources for drugs. You guys hear that? I'm in Mexico now. I don't see any war activity going on. I hear my neighbor hammering on his roof. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing the tortilla guy, I'm not tortillas, but the tamale guy flying around his bicycle. All right? Pretty soon the knife sharpening guy will pass by here, and I'll get my knife sharpened. So good. Those are my very simple troubles in life, in my expat experience over here as a passport bro in Mexico. So would I recommend Mexico? No. I wouldn't recommend it to live as a base unless you have somewhere that you could secure an apartment that will be completely secure all the time. Well, all issues are mitigated. All issues here, the cartel uses lawyers. If the lawyers communicate for the cartel. They do that. They communicate for the cartel. They're like, oh, no mames, when it wasn't us in this event. No, it's all fucking shady fucking bullshit. All of it's connected. Nobody is not connected. Nobody's not connected. Nobody. There's not a motherfucker can lie and say, and eat crab leg and say that bullshit. Not around me. I know fucking better. Don't bullshit. You can't bullshit. You save that shit for the fans, not for the fucking players, okay? I know what the fuck. You're not fooling me. I know what the fuck they're up to. And you know what's crazy too? We could go into this. Look at the other end. There was a conspiracy saying that there were something to do with drugs or some shit like that. Just like with Epstein, media couldn't ignore it, and so they played the game of justice. Yeah. Play the game all right.
Bájate, amor. Más 50 cigarros aquí.
You see how good that is? Amor, ¿tú quieres vamos por como pan dulce más tarde?
Más
Estoy
tarde,
casi
amor.
listo.
Más tarde.
I'm going to tell you guys why.
Ya hice comida.
Okay. See, tomorrow is Sunday, and Sunday's our cheat day. But Saturday, they make cinnamon rolls. The most delicious cinnamon rolls that are just like dough soft, hot out of the oven, cinnamon rolls that are like, okay, you guys know Krispy Kreme.
No. No hagas así.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Good question. Jordan from TT says not all Mexicans are members of the cartel. Bro, there is money down here. Listen to this. Okay. One of the women I train, her fucking husband, dude, their house is so fucking big. It's like how do I say this? It's like a Star Island mansion. That's so big, and the pool, I say pools, because they have all the trees around, they have like a little river around their fucking house. They might even have a wave pool, whatever. Cost $600,000, would be about 5-6 million in the States. How did he get his money? Well, there's a French company called Liverpool. And then Liverpool needed somebody in Mexico in order to help them open up all of their stores and malls. So what this guy was a land developer. He owned the lands. So he was able to win on the winning side by selling the land, and on the winning side when things started popping. So how did he make his money? That way. Another guy, he basically monopolized all the fucking telephone services here in the whole country. And he's Mexican. Guess what he decided to do? He decided to not operate in Mexico, but instead operate in Panama, operate in Colombia, operate in Puerto Rico, operate in Dominican. So basically all of the Latin American countries are using Claro, which is owned by the same guy that owns Telcel, which is also owned, you see what I'm saying? They own the lines, they own the towers. It is the option, but they're all in bed together. And that's how that guy got money. I know because I fucked that dude's wife, ex-wife, after they divorced. After they divorced, I stuck my dick in her guts. I blew her back out. I spun that bitch sideways. She was, by the way, Miss Puerto Rico like 1990 or some shit. Okay? So she was old and she was blown out. But I wrecked that chick, dude. I'm not even fucking kidding. What's up, Zilla? You don't know what? I don't want to talk dark. I don't want to talk dirty. I'm done. I'm done. You know what I mean? Okay, an occasional blew her back out and this and that, but I'm not getting too many. I did. I had to, man. On her 40th birthday, I wrecked her ass, dude. She's like, I'm so interested. I'm so curious about getting banged in the ass. And I'm like, yeah, first timer, huh? You're a fucking liar. She got banged in the ass by someone who gave it to her right, but she didn't like her. You know what I mean? She just went after guys who had money. What she didn't know is that you don't fuck with a player like me. I'm a Denny's guy, dude. I'll go have sushi because I want it. Hey, I don't blame you. Market territory. Damn right, man. You got to stick. Listen, you guys, you don't know this shit, but if you're going to be dating the hottest chicks around, okay, you're going to run into some dudes that are going to try you like a motherfucker, okay? They're going to try you because when you're gone, they're going to go after your girl. The minute you go back to the States, the second you go back to the States, I hate telling people this. There's nothing sacred. Nothing sacred.
No.
Motherfuckers will try you. They will try you. Even the Rocketta, who's fine as shit, but she's grown. She's my age. Dudes are coming after her. You know why? Because chicks that are fine, that are her age, that are unmarried, they're getting their backs blown out by younger guys. I was a younger guy. I was in a VA hospital in Puerto Rico. Yeah. So yeah, when this chick came around, I was still a fucking shattered mess of man. I wasn't worth shit. Listen to this, you guys. This is where I learned that a bitch will ghost on you. This shit hurt me. Do you feel guilty or free living overseas with all the corruption going on in America and leave your brainwashed brother? No, I left in 1992. Guilty, I knew the future was going to be fucked up in America. I predicted that. I predicted the internet in 1992. I predicted the coronavirus in 1994. I predicted almost every single earthquake that's happened, even up to New Zealand. So Turkey, I knew was happening. I already knew it. I already knew I was going to be there. I already knew I was going to be pulling people out. I knew everything happened before it happened. 92. From 1992, yeah. 1992. That's when I left the States. And you know what? It was the best decision I made because I did not feel like it belonged in the States. Listen, if we lived past lives, I was from somewhere else. I wasn't from the States. I was 5 or 6 years old. I started having these nightmares about crashing biplane, a military biplane. Well, military biplanes meant World War I. The person that was flying that plane and crashing that plane had a very thick mustache. As a matter of fact, he looked like the revolutionary giant fucking mustache that they had in Mexico and in Texas during the time of the Mexican-American War. Those giant fucking mustaches. He had one of those, but it was cut off here. So it was thick, a very thick brown mustache. He was a very dark man too. So he could have been Turkish descent possibly, but I don't know about that because I don't know about World War I. But he had a dark skin to him, so he had dark olive skin. He also had black hair. He was wearing a brown flight suit. I remember that distinctly, a brown flight suit. I feel guilty sometimes with how I set up my life because I know once I leave, I'll never come back. You know what? I'm going to be the guy that tells you differently. Because you're always going to have that door open if you need to fix something. And so my whole purpose in traveling, you know what I mean, besides doing silly videos of making it look like a baller living over here in Mexico, I don't feel guilty for anybody because I'm not responsible for those people. Those people were not helping me when I was down and out. No one helped me when I was down and out. No one gave a fuck about me when I was a homeless veteran. You know what I'm saying? And it's on the contrary, the police were looking for anybody to lock up during that time. You go back to the States, you might get fucking drunk in public, fucking charged, and then you can never get a job in the federal government. Or you can get a job in some fucking corporation because you were drunk in public or drinking in public or bar fights or whatever. My guiltiness came from probably wasting some fucking time. I wasted time, you guys. I'll be the first to admit it. I wish my son was with me right now. I wish that motherfucker knew his mom was a fucking problem. I wish he knew. Yeah, I feel guilty because, I'm the one who chose that woman. There's what I'm guilty for. I'm not guilty of doing anything wrong, ever. So I've never run away from anything. Living overseas with all the corruption in America, there's corruption. Every country has corruption. In fact, all the politicians are fucking liars and thieves. If you guys didn't know that, I'm going to be the one to tell you. Because I work for a fucking general, told me they all read scripts. I work for somebody that told me your fucking votes don't mean a motherfucking thing. Because if they did let you do it, if it didn't mean anything, they wouldn't let you fucking do it. You got to have money in this world in order to have change over anything or any power. Because everyone bows to the god of money and the gods of self. Even the man, listen to this. I'm so happy. See, Coach Greg Adams quoted me word for fucking word today in his live stream, I think it was, or one of his recordings he did today. So if you guys look up whatever Coach Greg Adams did today, every single thing he talked about were all my talking points. So I'm honored to have him do that for me today because he didn't give me credit for it, but you guys know me. And if you heard me talk, you heard me say the same things over and over again. So it obviously it touched the right person, which is the whole point of me talking on the internet at all. It isn't just giving you tips, bring $500 in cash with you. When you go to the fucking thing, they're like, do you have $500 in cash? No? Well, go to the ATM, pull out pesos, then go over to the Casa de Cambio and change that shit over there where you get fucked in the asshole for changing dollars to whatever currency you're getting. And then you have $500 in cash to show the airline that you're not a bum that's going to get stuck in fucking Dominican. My way around that was just to have a screenshot of my account balance. You're like, there's my money, bitch. Do you think I fucking am a bum? And that worked for me. Now, I don't know if it worked now because, see, there were times where you could not just fly direct. You had to have a flight of ongoing travel. The way you get around that is you buy a bus ticket in that country that skips the country from where you are, the border to the border. Over the border, bus. You have that ticket in hand, that's your get out of jail free card, basically. And you plan on staying, that's the way you do it. So you always have a bus ticket going out of the country. A lot of these companies will accept PayPal payments, so you'll have that ticket prior to you going and fucking with the airlines, because the airlines will just shut you down. The airlines will make you buy a fucking round trip ticket. And thank you so much for buying this cheap flight ticket. It was only $300, but now you got to pay $700 on a return flight. So now you spend $1,000 fucking dollars. So you see where I'm going with this and why you need to be aware of this shit. And no one's going to tell you. Most passport bros are new to this, so they're full of shit if they think they know everything. And they're doing their best to it's a great movement. It's a great movement for me because now I'm seeing more Americans come down. Every time I'm at the fucking airport, I'm seeing groups of men come down, not fucking couples. Because why bring sand to the beach? I bring sand to the beach because that woman was made for me. What are you trying to do with empowering young men again? What am I trying to do? What are you trying to do with empowering young men again? You definitely have a young spirit about you. Well, I train kids to fight. You heard me talking about on the tail end. Programmers. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm here at the Fire Academy. I'm here sitting right now in the Fire Academy. And we have students that are the ages of 7 to 12 years old to teach them about stoicism, emotional control, and to be responsible for all their decisions in life. Meanwhile, teach them to protect themselves against bullies and simultaneously learning science indirectly, because firefighters are scientists. And there's a fire science academy, where I am right now. I'm a fire academy. Adults from the United States, veterans from the United States that are getting out of the military and they don't know what to do with themselves come down for a 4-month fire academy where they live like basically a firefighter for 4 months. You do respond to fires only to be a monitor, not to be there to put any fires out. We are there to do nothing more than study the fire science. And that's why a lot of veterans that come down, that PTSD, they come down here for PTSD therapy. Part of the therapy is learning to march again, wearing a uniform again, because when you wear a uniform, it makes you feel better. And you feel secure because you're down here with a bunch of group of fucking Marines or a bunch of fucking Air Force guys that are just wanting to become something better than just a veteran sitting on their fucking ass doing nothing. And since they can't technically work, best thing to do is to volunteer so you can get better. Part of the Fire Science Academy is a PTSD recovery program. And that's why I'm able to talk online about this stuff, because I'm passionate about helping the veterans. The other thing is that the veterans also assist me with the kids' classes in the afternoon where we're teaching the kids self-defense. Most military guys practice jiu-jitsu, have learned some sort of self-defense in their basic military training. Now, many guys go on to advanced combat and so on and so forth. So the kids are learning everything there is to learn from the book called IFSTA, which is the handbook and is the everything there is to know about the fire service. Okay, so yeah, therapy is about having purpose and purpose in life. In case you guys missed this earlier in my podcast, listen to me now and hear me later. This is the professor talking. So here we're about to go deep. Why I'm here today. How I got here today. How I became what I have. Is because I have purpose in life. I didn't know what purpose in life was. I thought it was one thing. And then all of a sudden, God picked me up like I was flying from a fucking balloon and landed over into another place that protected me from myself. And it said I was in a line of self-destruction and of being hypocritical in every manner possible, a fucking hypocrite. I was supposed to be so righteous, I wasn't. I was supposed to be doing this, still lying. So you see now I've reversed all that because I do have a purpose in life. My purpose in life, and everybody's purpose in life. And this is the reason why we're even alive. Purpose in life is connection with other people. That is the purpose in life. Okay, so let's talk about traditional therapy versus modern therapy. What I have done is called in vivo therapy, where you basically go through a trauma that you had over and over and over and over and over again with a therapist. That's one option. Another option is taking 5 grams of psilocybin in silent darkness. That's also an option. And or ibogaine. I don't deal with that stuff here. There's a clinic that does ibogaine that helps with depression, with PTSD, with drug addiction, and that is a big one. The other option is ayahuasca therapy. Ayahuasca therapy helps people with heroin addiction, drug addiction of any kind, mental illness, problems like that can be resolved with ayahuasca. And I don't, like I said, that's just here and it just happens to be here and it's legal. So those are the 3 options as far as like PTSD goes or needing therapy. It's definitely going to take the edges off of a young man or an old man because it makes you stop lying. Because when you're in those therapy sessions, you see yourself. Your subconscious talks to you. Your subconscious you can't fool your subconscious. And it literally is like they laugh at you because if you keep lying, and it's like they can see that you're lying and you're trying to be clever and you think you're so smart, but you're not. Yeah, okay. Right. Oh, another thing too is that we're changing the structure of brigades. I have a plan that I'm presenting to the government because I think it's important for every single barrio, every single town to have a small brigade. A 4 to 8 person brigade, men or women, that can react locally to emergencies, whether it be a gas leak, a heart attack, bees, anything like that. 8 people. Now, I am not going into the poorer parts of Mexico. You're not going to be mad at me for this. I'll tell you why. I go to the richest parts of Mexico. The richest parts of Mexico have the nicest houses and they have more to lose. So they're obviously going to pay way more attention to the training because they have a fucking mansion. Okay? All the people you guys are talking about, people who have money, man, these are people who've had money for over hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. I'm kidding you guys. They even had a revolution over 100 years ago, and Benito Juarez in Mexico City was abandoned for 100 years. It's all mansions, guys. You go there. This dude had a party in one of these fucking mansions. It had a spiral staircase. Now explain to me something, you guys. This house was built in 1880 in Mexico City. That's it, 1880? Or was it 1780? Fucking hundreds of years old. It had the staircase, the spiral staircase going up and all this shit, and this beautiful garden and everything, and it was like in the middle of the city. See, what they did was they had mansions there. They just built walls in front of them, so nobody fucking, everything's behind a wall, barbed wire and shit, fences. But for 100 years, Benito Juarez was completely abandoned. I go after things have been kind of been renovated, people taking their family's property back, because a lot of those places, see what happened during the revolution is exactly what's happening in the United States, is that the corruption was so bad in the fucking country and the government because rich people were corrupting everything. I don't know the story. I want you guys to look into it though, because they basically went in and killed every fucking rich person in Benito Juarez. They killed all the millionaires, all the dummies working in the fields, killed all the people who were rich who had money, and then emptied their houses of all their goods and their money and all that shit. All their gold bars, all the gold bricks, all their gold coins were carried off, like in the book of Hosea. And that's precisely the point. If you're a hunk, you don't fuck with this shit. When you're a hunk, you don't get manipulated as easily by money or by sex. That's a win, you guys. If you can learn that these bitches are trying to manipulate you in every way possible because they got pussy. It's all the same. You guys, all of it is the same. I don't give a shit if it's a bitch that works in fucking McDonald's or it's a bitch driving a fucking Rolls Royce. All of their pussies are the same. All of your family members, all of them. Everybody has the same fucking shit. It's a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. There's no difference. Some are a little tighter, some are a little waterier, some are a little hotter, some are a little colder. That's me, man. That's me. You get the HUNK card when you can break through. Right there. Right there. You're going to break through. And the way you do that is follow my instructions. Cut your hair, clean your teeth, wear white shirts. Wear white polo shirts. Wear white dress shirts. Wear pants that fit good. So you fucking, you know what I mean? So your ass looks tighter and your dick looks bigger. Wear shoes that are clean as fuck. Get them shined. Get you a watch. Who's got my watch? I'm talking about bitch, get my watch. Okay. Now, guys, you don't have to spend 30 grand on a watch. You don't have to wear a watch that has diamonds in it. None of that shit's important. Hunks dress well. Even if you don't have money, you can look like you have money. And I want you to try and work on that because we talk about the 4 phases of this whole thing is fixing the outside in. People tell you, no, you have to work from the inside out. I know better because listen to this. If you're depressed and you're eating shit all the time, or you're depressed over some girl, this is the greatest time in your fucking life. Because why? Breakups make bodybuilders. All right, let's see what it says. So what's the HUNK card? Fill me in. Okay, Dapper Dan. Yeah, exactly, man. Look. If you look like shit, you're going to feel like shit when people treat you a certain way. People treat you the way that you are dressed. If you're the UPS guy wearing a brown shirt, a gay-ass shorts with a box in your hand, people know that they're coming into the building with a box from somebody who ordered some fucking shit off of Amazon or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? People treat this man importantly because he is giving them a service, a delivery service dressed a certain way. So what do you want to be when people see you? Do you want to be seen like a bum? Like a dude that's broke? You see, when I dress well, people want to spend money with me. I'm serious, man. My rich friends, when they go out, and I'm not talking about bottle service, I'm talking just like going to the cool, you know what I mean? Like the Panama City fucking restaurants where they got like belly dancers and shit. Going to like Poblado, you're going to go to the best restaurants, the best sushi restaurants with your boys, your friends. They might bring their girlfriends. They might have pictures of fucking beer and shit. Who cares? But the one thing I want to tell you that will change your image, will change the way you feel about yourself, is change your image. I work from the outside in. There's 4 phases to this, and I'm going to hand them to you. These are gimmies. To get this HUNK card right here requires what's called the 30 days of discipline. And in a matter of fact, you can't even get into my program unless you do the 30 days of discipline prior to coming down here. That means doing 30 sit-ups, 30 chair squats, and 30 push-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups or crunches, doesn't matter to me, and 100 chair squats. Show about scummy original English gangsters. Post-World War II. World War I, yes. Post-World War I, I remember. Yes, okay. So now here we are. You can change that image in 30 minutes and 30 seconds. 30 seconds is brush teeth or whatever. I don't know, 2 minutes or whatever, however you want to do it. Brush your teeth. Go to the dentist. Get your teeth worked on. Get your teeth fixed so your breath doesn't stink. You see, a lot of guys have a bacterial infection in their mouth and it stinks so bad, but they don't smell it. Okay, it's called halitosis. When women smell your breath and it smells like halitosis, it smells like death. So you might as well just figure that shit out. One of the reasons why you're still single is because your breath smells like death. What does death smell like? When you smell a dead fucking animal on the side of the fucking road, that's death. That's what halitosis smells like. It smells like death. Or you could say it smells just like a bathroom after grandma used it and she'd been eating fucking prunes for a week with her diet. That's disgusting. So you guys need to go to the dentist, and he may even prescribe antibiotics for you. You might here, you would probably get shot in the arm right away. You go to the dentist. Okay? I'm going to the dentist. I gotta get these fixed. What's Barry say? Barry says, yeah, man, it's about getting small wins. I need that reminder because it's easy to get caught in a downward spiral. That is a fact, man. Life can be heavy. And this is a spiritual warfare because it's really not about any kind of men being against women or women being against men. It's about wickedness. You know what I mean? Wickedness. And you know what's crazy is that like hunks are on the edge of wickedness. Okay? And a lot of hunks practice wickedness. All right? But I need you guys to understand something. The sigmas that practice stoicism. Sigmas that practice stoicism can't be manipulated by money or by pussy. Because we all know that all the pussy's the same. It feels the same. Maybe it feels a little tighter. Maybe it feels a little hotter, warmer, wetter, whatever. Fuck, it's all pussy and it's always the same. But it's not going to control my life. For so many years, I've anticipated and been let down. You know what I mean? Been shut down, been ghosted, been broke up on, been cheated on, been everything, every fucker you could possibly think of on me. And you know what? It's all my fault because I'm the one who picked that girl. I can't blame them. All right? They helped me come to the conclusion I can no longer trust them. So, yeah, even her. It ain't going out of style. I'm going to hit it every fucking day. But you see, I'm not in love with pussy. I could go get it right now. I can shut this fucking StreamYard down right now and get anything I want right now. Why? Because she was made for me. So I don't have to worry about chasing pussy that ain't gonna spend time with me, is not interested in me, because I'm not gonna chase any of the bitches. I ain't chasing no bitches because that is simping. And I was a professional simp. We talked about this. We have to break the fucking spell. We have to break the fucking spell. You have to break the curse for your family. You can break your own curse. I'm the man. I'm the one. I am the one that broke the curse of my family. How did I do that? By getting the fuck away from them. People that just nothing but ridicule you, they need to be left the fuck alone. That's their punishment. They no longer have the privilege of being around you. They no longer have the privilege of being around you. So what are we gonna do? Hang on a second. You guys bear with me 1 second. I have to put the invite guests in the chat. I gotta go in there. All right. And then I'm gonna go into the live, wherever I am today. All right. And then I'm gonna go into the live, wherever I am today. All right. All right, I'm done in there. I did that. Here we go. Okay, so what is, hang on, you know what? I fucked up, you guys. Hold on a second. I gotta go here. Hold on a second. One second. So I put the link in the chat. Oh, I lost 3 fucking lose shit. You don't have it before, you don't have it now. I said, if you don't have it before, you don't have it now. If you didn't have it before and you don't have it now, it's okay. Look, I want to read some shit to you guys. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to do that today. Because you got to become what you want to become. You can't allow yourself to be limited just because I'm this much. Look, I am the result of puppy love, pornography, of fucking fuckery, of assholery. And I was born by one piece of shit motherfucker to one piece of shit bitch. A ton of fucking losers, both of them. The fucking son of fucking losers, of all losers on both sides. Families were fucking losers. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We got Barry on here, man. I do add Barry to the stream. I appreciate Barry being on. How you doing, Barry? Talk to me, brother.
Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me okay? Dude, you sound great, man. I want to ask you if you could do me a favor. All you got to do is fix that thumbnail so you got a picture up there or a logo. I don't care what you put up a taco. I don't care. If you could do that, you figure that out. But we can keep talking. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I can show you.
My face. There we go, man. Anything, like I said, anything other than nothing, because a lot of people jump out when there's nobody in the thing. And what's cool is that you can send the invitation also to your friends as well, which is cool. So talk to me, Barry. How are you, man?
No, I'm doing all right. I have to fix my audio because I'm getting a kickback. Hold on.
Yeah, all you gotta do is close out YouTube, because it'll sound like an echo box. It would sound like we're in a racquetball court.
Okay, hello?
Yep. How you sound?
Man.
You still got an echo?
So I'm on my phone right now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a bad kickback.
Are you on YouTube still?
I am on YouTube.
So jump out of YouTube, close YouTube out, and that'll stop the echo.
Okay, so I'm gonna copy the link to the browser
and then close YouTube. Yeah, jump out and jump back in, but you definitely got to close out YouTube, because YouTube is a delay in YouTube. So that you guys know, when you come on a live stream, there is a delay in between what's happening on StreamYard and what's being transmitted over to YouTube. So if you have YouTube open, you're going to hear an echo. You're going to hear an echo between the two. So if you guys come on the live, you know to close out the YouTube browser, close out the browser, or close out the app or whatever you're using, because it's hearing it. And even if you have it on the TV, like if I was to turn this on the TV behind me, we're going to see it in real time. And then you're going to hear me over here talking, then you're going to hear me over there talking because there's a delay. How about that? All right, so being a hunk overseas is pretty simple because you're exotic. You are a person who is considered exotic. You could be any color. I don't care what color you are. Somebody will find you exotic. Let's say you're Japanese and you come to Mexico. You're going to think, these girls will never go after me because I'm Japanese. Wrong, motherfucker. Guess where you work at? You work at Toyota. You work at Mitsubishi. You're an engineer. You are a high-value man as far as they're concerned. They don't give a shit if you're Chinese or not. QB passport flexing, man. I haven't seen this guy. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Have you been all right? You've been all right. I think it was on Mr. Goodbread Show or Dirty Folks or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. Barry's back on. Hey, Barry, did you find yourself a logo or something you could put up in the thing?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sound the audio right now. I have to go on my computer. I don't have a webcam. My phone is not on the webcam.
Dude, you know what? You could probably go in there and put some kind of thumbnail.
Yeah, I'll put up
Yeah, I'll put
something,
up
but
something, but
I
I called in because I just want to talk it with you.
Sure, man, you're free to. I'm gonna. Go ahead, Barry.
Oh man, yeah, I stopped because I couldn't hear you, but yeah, I had found you. I think you were on one of the Passport Bros channels. Can you hear me? Okay.
I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
I'm muting my mic so you can talk.
Yeah, so I was on one of the Passport Bros channels, and then I found you because you were saying a lot of real shit. I don't remember exactly whose channel it was, but then you mentioned your channel, and then so I was like, okay, he was saying some real shit. He sounded like he has a lot of knowledge, and I mean, you have a certain energy about you, which is rare because you're a bit older, but then you still have a bit of a youthful energy. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and follow his channel, and then today right now I have my day off, and yeah, so I hopped on the live, been commenting and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I feel like we had a couple things in common, a couple things to chop it up with, so that's why I hopped on the live.
Well, that's awesome, man. Because most of the people that want help, that want to like improve in any way. Did you realize that Tiger Woods explained one thing really well? He says that trajectory, you change the trajectory of anything and anything by just a millimeter. By just being off by a millimeter, that ball is going to go one way or another. So if you change the angle of life, and I use this, and this is a magical power that I have, and it's with Uno cards. You guys know Uno. Everybody fucking knows Uno. Everybody grew up playing Uno. You probably played Uno once or twice in your life. You can use that reverse card. Think about a time in your life where you did something dumb, you did some dumb shit, or you did some fuck shit. And the result of that was XYZ, which took your life in the wrong road for a period of months or years that made your life less than your friends and you made your status lower. So my recommendation is this: you use this reversal card. You don't be embarrassed about the bad shit you did in life. Instead, you admit it. And that is where you get the fuck out of the problems that you're in. The only way to become a hunk is to live your life like a hunk. Hunks ignore chicks in the gym. Hunks don't bring phones in the gym. Guys in my team wear long sleeves. We wear heavy, zip up hoodies and shit like that. It could be 90 degrees outside, doesn't matter. But we don't stare at chicks. We don't talk to chicks. We stay the fuck away from them because in order to not be manipulated, you have to be able to have what I would call biological control. Meaning control over your biology. I mean, our biology is set like fucking dogs. If you've ever seen stray dogs out in the street that are having to be in heat, the reason why they chase them around like that, because biologically they have no control over what their brain is telling them right now. The amygdala is telling them, go get that bitch, literally. Because they are automatically programmed to want reproduction. Men are the same way. That's why we have all these fucking feelings when we're young. Starts about 13, 14 years old. Some of the kids on my team just turned 13, 14 years old, and they're like goofing around, chasing, playing grab ass and shit. And I'm like, no, you guys, we ain't having that shit over here. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys a little story. And the easiest way to define that is to say that boys that don't have masculine influence in their life get girls pregnant trying to replace a feeling that they've wanted to have. Did you know little boys have invisible friends in their life? And they believe that invisible friend is the spirit of their father. The spirit of their father coming to visit them from another fucking dimension. Have you ever heard this before? These are kids that have memories of other people's lives. If their father wasn't in the picture, they tend to have fantasies or invisible friends of a father figure, somebody in their life. Sometimes it scares the shit out of them too. But that's the story. That's the fucking story. There's like these little imps or whatever the fuck they come around to that hide under your bed and scare the shit out of you. Turns out that a lot of these myths used to be real. Some of these things that we call myths, which they started off as myths, they started off as real things. Then they turned into fucking history, and history was buried, and therefore we were turned into word of mouth myths. And some of these myths turned out to be true because they go digging down into the Turkey, parts of Turkey, and in parts of Iraq, and in parts of Afghanistan, to come to find, civilizations that are 10,000 years older than they predicted believed man to actually be. So
yeah.
now we find out the Bible is true. We find out evil is true. We find out there's parts of the Bible that have extraterrestrial shit or angels in it. Now we're having more alien sightings and more stuff like that. I actually saw a UFO here for the first time in my fucking life. I took a video of it, and it's on my YouTube channel, you guys, if you didn't know that. I actually videotaped it. I think it was like the day after Christmas. What's up with that, Barry? I don't believe in any of this bullshit, but it's all happening to me. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, you stated a lot of things. I'm actually I'm pulling out my notebook now because I'm trying to write these things down. But yeah, I mean, such is life, right? So a lot of these old sayings that are cliche, these old man sayings that you just hear all the time, you grow up and you develop and you experience life, and you end up realizing, oh wait, that stuff is true. Oh wait, no, it's actually really true, but it's so simple and I hear it all the time, and it's true. Now with these kids, that's the cliche stuff, but then like with the folklore and like the boogeyman and all this type of stuff, and these kids have imaginary friends. I listen to a lot of different content, pretty much, spread out, intellectual content, but a lot of kids. So when you're developing, your brain waves are on the theta wave. So us as adults, for an example, is your theta brain wave is the moment where you lose consciousness, right where you're about to fall asleep. Like to where you're not totally awake and you're not totally asleep, and you're in this split moment to where you're about to fall asleep. And these are moments where, and it can also happen when you wake up, where you're not totally asleep, but you're not totally awake. And this is where people experience sleep paralysis and a bunch of crazy shit happens. But that's what these kids experience, like from the age of like 1 to the age of like 9 or something like that. That's what Dr. David Buss was talking about. But a lot of it is real, and a lot of it is just spiritual components. I mean, some of these kids who have because kids are so powerful and they're brand new and they're fresh and they are in these little bodies with the same amount of energy and power, essentially, spiritual power, that we have as adults, if not more powerful. And so the things that they see and the things that they witness, a lot of times, we may not understand it because they are. See, now we're getting to this woo-woo, like ethereal stuff. And these are things this is just my theories, but they're more on a spiritual ground, to where it's like, I pay attention to science, to where it's like, even our vision, we can only see like less than 1% of the entire light spectrum that certain scientific instruments can actually observe, or certain species of animals can actually observe, or like a dog's nose. You know what I mean? Like we can only smell so much, or hear, certain frequencies, right?
Hey, Barry, those colors that you're talking about, when people have had near-death experiences, they've gone to a certain place It seems like they're going to the same place because they keep referring to these colors. They said they saw colors they had never seen before, and it was so beautiful. Like they would say that they always end up in a field. And there they don't realize they're dead. They don't know that they're dead, but they're wondering what's going on. And there's no pain. One of the interesting things about what you're talking about is that when they see things on their body, like if they had scars or if they had tattoos, they have no tattoos, they have no scars whatsoever. My friend just recently died of cancer. Recently. He came to me in a dream and he says, tell my woman that I will come to her again and I will tickle the inside of her hand. I called her the next fucking day and she cried with fucking hysteric. She said that he used to do that to me all the time. Terry, that's fucking crazy, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's so for me, you know, I'm saved and I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. But there are a lot of things like I see things, you know, videos on YouTube, right? Like these little kids, they'd be like 5 years old. Like I think it was on like Oprah or something. This little girl, she was like 4 or 5, and she spoke like 12 different languages fluently. And her parents were like, I never taught her this. But then there's so much that we don't know. You know, for me, I only look to God for the insight. And I'm like, yo, when I die, everything will be revealed. But I know there's so much that we don't know. And there's so much evidence that it's more than like what we can see out of our out of our limited brain capacity, two eyes, you know, 2 ears, and one mouth. So that's just that on that. But
I am too, Barry. I'm a born again, baptized Bible believer. Okay. There's more to this than we're seeing. There's more to the Savior is who he is. He is who he is. Christ is never going to change. What we have done as humans is taken parts of the Bible and the stories that point to him, to point to the Israeli, to point to the Nazarene. Good thing is that, okay, every single time we talk about these kids going, sometimes people go there and Jesus is there. Jesus is there, and sometimes he's not. Sometimes it's just a spirit. They all go to the same place that you were just talking about that has those colors that we can't see. And they all say the same thing. And they come back. There's several of these stories. And what happened to me, I told you guys before, I had this person that when I was, from the time I was at least 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, I told my mother that she is not my mother, that somebody else is my mother, that I'm not from here. I wanted my real mom. I didn't know where my dad was, and that I was a pilot in World War I. I was a World War I pilot, and I flew a biplane. I crashed that biplane every fucking night until I was about 10 years old. The shit just every fucking night, every single night, I crashed that plane. So look at this. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hang on a second. Art of Will says, what to do? QB passport. This, you know what? Passport flexing. And I think we're on one of the first YouTube. I used to be on lives with Austin all of the fucking time. Like all the time. And Austin's one of these dudes that when he has a live, he just does shit. You know, he talks for a little bit, but he lets everybody talk and he listens to everything that everybody's talking about. And you know, I'm gonna stop talking in a minute because we were getting off track, because I wanted to make shit clear with you that Jesus talks to us. Jesus speaks about us going to heaven. Jesus talks about us going to heaven. There's not much talk about what happens when we go to heaven. So there is a possibility that we come to another earth, that we come to another place, and we have another chance, we have another opportunity to do this life again. We may have had something happen. I shouted you out to one of the QBs on live. He was on live and he shouted me out, man. That's cool, man. I appreciate that. Art of Will. You guys know, man. The Art of Will. you want to come on, man? I dropped the link in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'd love to have you on, man. Barry, keep talking, man. I'm just gonna send the invite if you
No,
don't mind.
man. I
No,
mean,
man. I mean,
do what you have to
what you have
do.
to
This is
do.
more
This
of a
is more
deeper
of a deeper
talk
talk
that we can
that we
schedule
can
actually
schedule
for later
actually
because
for
I'm
later
really
because
Dude,
I'm
getting
this
really
is as
into
deep
like
as we
this.
want to go deep. We want to go deep, as deep as possible, man. I don't want to interrupt you, so go ahead.
But I mean, you also, we got to jump a couple different type of, things, because we can go down the rabbit hole and get carried away. But you also spoke on UFOs, man. That is another thing as a believer. I've witnessed, UFOs, 3 UFOs to be exact. When I was, I'm college graduated. I'm from LA, but I went to college in Atlanta, and I drove my high school car from LA to Atlanta. And when I was in Arizona on border of New Mexico, I saw 3 UFOs while I was driving, bro. Like crazy. And I'm a physics major and an economics major. I'm a dual physics economics major. I noticed shit, and the stuff that I saw in the sky was like blew my mind. And that's just that on that. And honestly, I don't know if there's aliens. To me, with my research, because I also study ancient texts, to where I believe a lot anything that's we're divinely purposed as humans. We aren't just here by accident, by like clump of cells that happen to be this way. And anything else, aliens, whatever else, these are different type of entities, fallen angels, Nephilim, whatever you see. But I do know that there is a lot of technology because I study the Egyptians a lot that we would not have access to. And what I saw that day was mind blowing to where I was like, oh shit, no, like this shit is not like this shit is like real. You know what I mean? But that's just that. And then I also wanted to, yeah, we can schedule another time for that. But I wanted to talk to you more about kind of, I hate the term like passport bros, but let's just say Western men going abroad for whatever reason. I want to talk to you more on that, and then more on a relationship standard for Western men going abroad, more on a lifestyle standard for Western men going abroad, which I feel like does not get talked about as much.
like
Money, I mean, even the food, the cost of living, the cost of medicine, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I can do that.
And then thirdly,
I wanted to talk to you about your channel.
Okay.
And then
And
knowing
then
you, watching you for a little bit, seeing that you have a value to put forth, and then how we can boost your channel up.
That's been the talk about in all the Righteous Fears channels because we don't, we get throttled. I get kicked off of Facebook a couple times a month just for my content, and it's not as if I'm attacking anyone. Okay, so a lifestyle of expats, passport bros and stuff like that, where we have to have resources in order to get out of the country that you're in. First step is passport. Second step is setting up all your allotments, setting up anything that would be something that you're required to pay for. Let's say you have a mortgage, you have that taken out automatically. If you have child support, you have that taken out automatically. And then you have all of your bills set up in such a way. So when you move to a cheaper country, you suddenly jump from the lower class or the middle class to suddenly the high class because you make 20 times the money that somebody in Colombia makes or Mexico makes. So just imagine a person makes $3 to $5 per day. Okay, just think about that for a minute. $3 to $5 per day. That's your standard Mexican, Colombian, Nicaraguan. That's Latin America across the board, except for Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States. So the lifestyle is good because now you don't have to rent a 1-bedroom apartment in LA for $1,200. Now you can rent a house, a 2-car garage and 4 bedrooms that you can rent on Airbnb for $15 a night and spend $400 a month on a big house. That's how much a house costs. Food, for example, I can buy 1 kilo of eggs for $1, which reminds me, I need to find out if we have eggs. Let's ask real quick. Hold on. Oh. You want to get it for me? Necesito huevos. ¿Hay huevos? Okay, okay. We got this. All right, so we're going to talk about food. Now, my my budget for food is 5,000 pesos a month Mexican, which is about $250. Because I eat healthy, I buy from the markets every single day. I buy from the fresh markets every single day, chicken, steak, anything like that. All of that comes out to about 5,000 pesos a month, which is about $250. So your house is 420, 400. Mine's exactly 420. 400
But
for a
that's
house.
for more than one person. At least two people, right?
You can. I mean, that's for me. I mean, I'm solo.
Okay.
I live here by myself. And so 400 for the house, 250 for your food. That's like 650. As far as like utilities go, sometimes houses automatically have Wi-Fi included, electricity included, water included in the rent. So you don't have to worry about those things. Me personally, I have my own water, I have my own electric, I have my own utilities, which last month my water was about, and they do it every 2 months for electric. So my electricity was $22 for 2 months. And my water was extremely high for some reason because I think we had a leak or some shit. So that was 350 is about $17 a month. So $17 for water. So let's say round it up to 20. So you can see that if your income, let's say you some kind of work you do online, okay? A physics person probably can do online training on, there's several websites that are run by Stanford University that allow people to teach. And that's a paying job. It doesn't pay a lot, but it pays 10 times what you get paid here in Mexico or Colombia. So if you have an online job or something like an online store, and all you do is promote it, and you're making $400 or $500 a week, you are killing it, my brother. As a matter of fact, down here at the Fire Academy, when there's no students here, we have Airbnb here. We have an Airbnb in Mexico, but the one that's here is cool because they all participate in our stuff. Also, if you're a firefighter, the rule is if you carry your credentials with you, you can sleep at any firehouse anywhere in the world. Wow. So my lifestyle basically is pretty simple. You know what I mean? I keep my life very simple. I love the finer things in life, so I get the better things in life for a fraction of the cost. Now, nightlife is not a big thing for me because I don't drink, and my woman doesn't drink very much. If she does, she has a cocktail of some kind. So it's not an alcohol thing. I don't drink alcohol. I have not for a long time. But Chester Thomas is back in the chat. Thank you, sir, for showing up. Look at this. Barry, this is one of my guys right here. He's one of these guys. He also is interested in knowing, like, what's the lifestyle like? Is it better? Definitely better as far as women go. But let me tell you, you got to have your shit in order. To be a hunk, to get that hunk card right there. If you are a hunk, to behave like a hunk, to look the part, the 4 parts of the thing. The first one is physical. Physical part is important because you're 400 pounds when you're rich. What fuck good is it if you die young? You know what I'm saying? So if you're 400 pounds, you're not going to get any pussy unless you're down here, paying for it. So I can tell you how to drop 100 pounds. Seriously, if you're big and you need to lose 100 pounds, I know how to help you lose 100 pounds on your own. No drugs, simple exercise, and a little bit of a change to the diet. That's it. Change it to the diet. Here's how I do diets, and this is how I get people really, really in shape. You can try intermittent fasting all at once first, right out the gate. Only thing you do is eat at 1 o'clock every day. You can eat as much as you want during that time. You can eat ice cream, cake, whatever the fuck you want. Or you keep your diet as is, and then you add things to it, because what I'm looking for is getting more calories in. And like I said, some dudes are on steroids, some dudes are not. The dudes who are on steroids can eat anything and wake up with a six-pack. Guys that are natural have to watch every fucking thing they eat, and they have to eat a lot because the diet is expensive because you're eating tons of salad. You're eating like my trainer would tell me, go to the store and buy these cactus things they eat, which is called nopales, and get broccoli and get asparagus and then get tilapia and then get chicken breast and then grapefruit and then get some ground beef and then cook all of that, prep all of that in Tupperware, put that in your refrigerator when it's all cooled down, and then just get ready to suffer for a while.
I'm gonna stop right there
before you get into the mental component
of your goals and what you're trying to do, because nothing that you're saying is groundbreaking. Nothing at all. Everything can be looked up online. Oh, well, I have this type of ailment. I have this type of body type. Should I be doing this, or that? But this is the goal that I want to do. Everything can be looked up online. Everyone has a supercomputer in their pocket. So at that point, if you're not in your desire, if you're not where you want to be physically, that's on you. And the only reason all these fitness coaches and all these people have monetized is most people need an accountability partner. It's not that they don't know. You're not saying new shit that people don't know. We see this shit all day, every time online. If I just so much as look up one fitness video, my YouTube algorithm is flooded, like a third of it is flooded with fitness people, fitness bitches with fat asses, dudes with six packs, how to do this, how to get shredded in X amount of days. We all know, you know what I mean? And so it's about the accountability. You can figure out your own formula for yourself. There's online calculators, calorie calculators, how many macros, take your BMI, do whatever you need to do, figure it out. But the main component is, number one, and I look at you, you're in it. You're 50 years old, you in it, you ripe, you ready, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to the gym right now. I'm looking at you. You know what I mean? This is because it's a lifestyle. You've embedded this into who you are. And so that's the main component that I see a lot. And what people lack is you can't, if you want to be a fit person, which is one of your 4 tenets that I believe you said, if you want to be a fit person, it's not like a boot camp type of thing. It has to be a part of your life. And so where you come into, where you're important is it's the accountability. It's the journey. It's for a lot of us men, it's the brotherhood and you having the understanding of where these guys are going through. They know what to do, bro, but they're not going to do it. They need someone like you or other fitness coaches to push them. Show them, what's possible. Because you're on the other side. You're 50. Bro, you got abs. You know what I mean? At 50, bro.
And you can see them through my shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not flexing. It's just there because I suffered to get there. You're right, man. Everything I'm saying is not new. I do have some tricks, though, that I found out by accident. And a lot of these bodybuilders like me that found that, okay, I get wisdom in the morning, every morning at about 4:30. Scares the fuck out of me sometimes. If I don't have a pen and a pad ready, because what comes to me, it comes to me in a stream of not consciousness, but a stream of intelligence, like something coming to me from a message. If I write it down, it's the most clever shit I've ever heard. It's where I invented a lot of the stuff that I invented in my life came to me at 4 or 5:30 in the morning, every morning. And I would take notes and it would just be insane, but it helped me to design one of the best fire nozzles ever developed with the United States Navy. Okay, so you know what I mean. I was able to have a conference call with 6 PhDs and my partner, who's also a PhD up in Canada, and You know what? It was a stream of consciousness. It came to me, and I called my partner. I told him about this. He's like, let's print it, because we laser print. We 3D print everything. He 3D printed it and he put it onto a fucking robot. He went to an expo. From that point on, his units, he deals in robotics. That's what we do. I teach kids robotics, like Arduino and Raspberry Pi and stuff like that, and how to turn lights on and off and things like that. So that stream of consciousness comes to me in the morning, and sometimes it's about diet, sometimes it's about fucking helping people. I'm a strange dude when it comes to this stuff, because I love helping people, but people, like you said, they take your best books and they rip off the covers and eat the pages, because they're really not interested in the hard part. The hard part is the diet. 70% of getting in shape is a diet, and we don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? It takes that first week of suffering to say whether I want to do this or not. And then 18 or 19 days into it, they decide at that point whether they want to jump into the deep end of the pool, which is what's required if you want to be in shape. But it's a lifestyle, and the lifestyle is selfish as fuck. Barry, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that you may or may not know. Bodybuilders are fucking lazy. Lazy in the old days, because they get paid, like Instagram girls will get paid now for being pretty. In the old days, bodybuilders used to get paid for faking that they take supplements when they're on steroids, showing up to all the expos they would get paid like $500 just to show up and do signatures. Sometimes they're selling a book, sometimes they're selling a training program or some bullshit.
I remember the day that my friend told me that all my WWE idols were all juiced up.
It's true.
I was like, even The Rock?
What?
They're like, yeah.
Every sport, everyone's on juice. Everybody's on juice. And I've trained people internationally. I know what they're up to. So there's so much fuckery, and that's why I say that this is just a game. You know what I mean? This is just a game. You and I, Barry, are probably in a fucking simulation of some kind. God's got a good sense of humor. Sometimes it's a bit delayed. He's with us.
That's the way I look at it. We are
in a simulation.
Barry, I have two angels
done by the best engineer,
architect.
Yes, man.
And yeah.
Trust me, I have two angels with me, Barry. This is not a joke and it's not a lie. I don't lie to people, okay? And I'm not a person that's going to say, yeah, I saw a fucking angel in my house. My lady took a picture of me putting up curtains, and there was an angel to my left. If you take a look at my pictures in all of my Instagram, you'll see that I was putting up curtains. She took a picture of me. You can see the angel's wings coming through the door. They're brilliant. They're beautiful. The other one is a giant one that's like taller than a telephone pole, and it has purple wings. He has purple wings. He got us out here into parallel universe. God is a comedian. You're damn right, you guys. You're damn right. Chester's on his way to the gym. Okay, he's gonna go fuck shit up. Chester, do me a favor.
You never. My fault.
40 minutes, man. 40 minutes. That's all you need. If you're gonna try and deplete yourself, do the 15 minutes of cardio after the workout. Okay, after you're done with the workout, you drink 50 grams of protein in any way possible, or eat 50 grams of protein. Okay, bro? That's my tip for you today, bro. Because Chester's getting in shape. He's getting in shape, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't tell him that.
So you gave me one of the first. So we were talking about the Hulk, right? To get the card. You gave us one of the first four. I mean, get your body right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that means, do what you need to do at the end of the day to get your body right. My man, Professor has remedies to do that, and he's great for that. Get your body right. That's number one. So what are the rest of the three? Because I'm new to this.
Okay, so number 2 is your mental health. One of the best ways to get your mental health at least a little bit better, just by a millimeter better. When you start working out and your body starts looking better, that's going to help you. People are going to notice you. If you get big, you get noticed. You get bigger, you get noticed by girls. You get noticed by other dudes. Most of the other dudes are the ones that are liking all your pictures. It's the fucking weirdest shit ever. But if you start getting better, Physically, you'll start getting better mentally because you're going to get some validation. Then you're going to learn how to control that validation because it's irrelevant. Because what people think about you doesn't matter, but it does matter what people treat you. Because connection to other people is the purpose in life. And if that connection is sour, it's time to get rid of it. You know, Jesus talked a lot about trimming bushes. You know, he talked about trimming bushes and getting rid of low-hanging fruit. And a lot of people in our lives are low-hanging fruit. A lot of times they're just NPCs in our lives. Part 2 is getting therapy. What is therapeutic to you? What have you enjoyed in the past that you stopped doing because you got in a relationship? That is a question that most men think. They got their body in shape because they wanted to get the girls. Then when they got the girls, they stopped going to the fucking gym. You know what I mean? Once they got saved, once they got saved and they start hitting church heavy, you know, they're going to Bible study on fucking Wednesdays and all this stuff, and they stop going to the gym. God clearly talks about your body being a temple. He wants you to live longer, so he wants you to take care of your body the best you can because he wants you to spread that message on other people saying God is real. The governments are all full of the devil. A lot of people are fucked up. 80% of the people have mental health problems, but it's actually possession, however you want to look at it. Demon possession, devil possession, everybody needs an exorcism. Personally, I know what's up with the drug addicts. I know what's up with why testosterone is illegal in the United States. And this has been a process for fucking years. They've wanted to make men weaker in order to destroy the families. The strongest families they should have cut out is fucking black families. You know what I mean? Because they were the ones that took care of their mother long after, you know what I mean? They would keep grandma in the fucking house back in the old days. White people don't keep their parents around. Once their parents become a burden, they put them into old folks' homes. And one of the reasons why the people get old as fast as they do is because they don't work out. Once you're 40 years old, you should be doing yoga. You should be lifting weights. You should be getting your heart right with Jesus. You should be getting your mind right so that you can treat people better, so that you can connect with those people, which is the purpose in life. The second part of the 4 strategies that you're talking about here is to consider yourself a very special person. Because if you're hearing the words that I'm saying, God sent you this way. God sent you Barry's way. God sent you to a place where you need to make these small changes in life. So the trajectory of your future will be way better than if you just stayed the way you are. There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese? And what happened is things are going so well in life, and it's all of a sudden the fucking rug gets pulled out from under you, and you lose that job that you love so much. You know what I mean? And maybe someone wants to minimize your efforts on what you do. See what I'm saying? Grandma used to stay with us till she passed. It's a fact. Grandma used to stay in your house. You know what, though? A lot of black people want to be like the white people. This is a fact. A lot of black people want to be like those nasty fucking white people that have everything and complain about everything. That ain't good. Humility, being humble doesn't mean to be humiliating. It doesn't mean that you have to have a low style of life. I understand fully what it's like to not have fucking money. I understand what it's like to be hungry. I went to bed hungry half my life. So, there's a long story behind that, but it built me into who I am today. You know, all the pressure of being a man today is hard because you are expected to perform a certain way, or people simply, they negate anything that you have to say, or they just simply won't listen to you based on how you look. So the second part of that is having confidence. Confidence that says, I am, use those words, I am powerful. I am influential. I am capable, and I can do most anything that I'm talented enough to do. I'm talented enough and smart enough, and people like me because of that. Because when people trust you, they'll do business with you. And I'm one of those people that, came from a shitty upbringing, just like most guys, came from a single mother with a lot of people, and had abuse issues. Mental abuse. If you guys didn't know this, is 70% of reported abuse cases are perpetrated by the mother. And most of the time when there is a domestic abuse happening, the woman usually hits first and the men hit back. And those men usually get their asses thrown in jail. So you see, this is a toxic situation that we're in. So men who are emotionally practicing jujitsu, emotional mental jujitsu, which means practicing stoicism. It means staying away from bad people, staying away from ignoring a lot of people, staying away from the bad apples and pruning your trees. Pruning your trees gives you new growth. Pruning your trees and taking down old fruit is profitable. But that shit is easy to get to, okay? And then what I'm saying is like a lot of people depend on scams. A lot of people depend on fuckery. That's low-hanging fruit. Shit that's difficult, people don't want to do. If it's hard, people don't really, average people don't want to do those things. One of the things that I have to do right now, though, Barry, is I got to go feed my woman. We have some arrachera steak downstairs. We got some rice, yellow rice made. And I think she made some black beans for me. So I'm going to cut out, you guys, but I'm going to come back on later. You guys be sure to look up Mr. Goodbread Show. I'm going to put this link in the chat. Mr. Goodbread Show. When he comes on, we go all out. This is the righteous fear, okay? We all believe in Jesus. We all believe, we're all Bible believer, baptized, Holy Ghost filled, baptized believers. We cuss. Some of the guys smoke weed. Some of the guys do mushrooms. I don't judge a man what he does with his body or his money. And I'm going to catch up with you guys later because we're in now 3 hours, 11 minutes. I'm not bad. And my lady over here, my responsibility is I have to prepare some food for her because bodybuilding food ain't Mexican food, you guys. So I'm a professor, my man. Barry, I thank you for coming on, man. Sorry we had to cut it short, but the second part of this meditation, and all you got to do is the 7-minute chakra tuning. Look that up on YouTube. 7-minute chakra tune up. 7-minute chakra tune up. I do that every morning. It's 7 minutes, no big deal. And you just sit still. This has nothing to do with religion. This has to do with you tuning your brain up. If you can do that every day for 30 days, along with the 30 days of discipline, which is 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 100 abs every single day, and you check in with your people on WhatsApp. That's what I do. Barry, I got to go, my man, but we'll be back on about 4:30, all right?
Okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking with you, man. Thanks for having me.
Having on, man. You're a very intelligent young man. I appreciate your honesty and your desire to get better. Appreciate all of that, man. You guys have been great. I'm a professor, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, and also need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Very important because, I mean, I'm at 370 or whatever right now, and I'm looking at doing more auctions. And if you guys remember, if you guys need me to auction something off, I have a feeling that we can have some fun with that shit. Because I can put your shit on my YouTube channel. Let's say you got a 1967 Corvette. We got to start off the bidding at $100,000. We're going to go up to 120, 100, 120, 125, 120, 125. It's 1967. Chevrolet Corvette 1967 fastback is what it is. This thing is ridiculous. If you can't get girls with this, you can't hit your ass up in the ass with both fists. 125, 121, 125, 120, 125, 120, 130, 130, one here, right here, 130, 130, 135, 135, 135, 145. 145, 155, 121, 120, 55, 145, 145, 145, 140, 55, 141, 140, 60, 160, 165, 155, 165, Yogo's 855, my IQ 55, 155, 155, 160, 140, 155, 155, 155, 155, 60, 165, 165, 160, yeah, 160, 165, 160, 170, 170, 180, 180, 180, 180, 185, 180, 185. Right here, we got to go 185, 185. Chester Thomas is on top. 185, 185, 190, 190, 190, 199, 195, 195. 195, that's going to go 195, 195, 125. I'm right here, FBS is going to go, what is it, 200, 220, 225, 220, 220, 220, 25, 200, right here, 200, 225, 122, 225, 225, and up to 235, going to 235, 235, 235, 245, 245, 245. 245 sold to that man right there on 245,000 US dollars for 1967 Chevrolet Silver Streak Edition Corvette. I'm the professor, and I'm out.